Welcome back to another Saturday Film Club. And we were talking about football. We're talking about United States of America. So why not? We're going to go to Russia for this episode. We're going to Moscow. But guys, how have you been?
Really well. It's quite hot here, but we've had some really good weather, at least the last 2 days. Doing well. Jay, how about you?
I'm good. I'm doing well. No complaints. I'm happy to tell everybody that I was a little bit misguided in how frustrating and annoyed I thought I'd be with all the World Cup traffic and foot traffic in the city and traffic on the roads. It hasn't really been that bad, and it's been just so much fun seeing the Scottish take over Boston and all that. So it's been a fun couple days.
Nice.
Oh, that's awesome.
Excellent. That is always good. But Sandy, your satire pick today, and I think we've got a couple of, you're on a bit of a hot streak because you got one next week as well.
I do.
Death of Stalin.
The Death of Stalin. What
Now,
a surprise
Jay,
from. Yeah, go ahead.
You hadn't seen it?
No, I had not. It's been on my list, but I hadn't seen it.
Sandy, Death of Stalin. Now,
Death of
there's a
Stalin.
book as well.
There is a book. It's a graphic novel.
Oh.
And so, yeah, it's based on the graphic novel by French, I'm sorry to say, I don't know if it's a Frenchman or a French woman, Fabienne Nory, with art by Thierry Robin. And it really is, it's the roadmap for this film. It is shot for shot, scene for scene, what this film is. And so Armando Iannucci collaborated with the writer and the artist to turn the graphic novel into a film. And he was really faithful to the graphic novel. And I think we'll find as we go through this film, we'll find that the film, as ridiculous and silly and, farcical as it is actually incredibly true to what really happened in Russia upon the near death and then death of Stalin.
So this is one of our, we haven't got many after 2010. I must say that. This is one of our 2017, I think
2017. Oh, you're right. I didn't even think about that. This is one of our fewer newer films on the wheel.
Fewer newer. That's good. Fewer newer. But yes.
And it's almost 10 years old already.
It is.
Oh my God. That is terrible. Yeah. How old Michael Palin now? Oh, every time I see him, he's just like, it always gets me there. Like, you're getting old, just getting old.
You just want to hug him. You just want to hug Michael Palin. And this film is, I'm stating the obvious here. It is full of A-list performers. It's a film that here in the United States didn't get a run at all. I discovered this film because I was listening to Kermode and Mayo's film reviews on podcast or something, and they were interviewing Jason Isaacs, talking about what he was working on, and he said he was working on The Death of Stalin. And I was like, oh, that sounds interesting. Didn't think about it. And then about a year later, when it popped up on a streaming service, I said, oh, Jason Isaacs is in this. And I thought it was absolutely fantastic. And at the time, I only knew roughly my good old World War II history and a little bit about the Soviet Union following World War II, but I did not know all of the details around, the Central Committee and what happened and the struggles for power. And I found, since I watched it, I think this is probably the fourth time I've watched it. I've learned quite a bit, and I'm still just amazed at how Yeah, or I guess we shouldn't be amazed at how absolutely ridiculous these world leaders were, all around a power. This is all about a power struggle and perception of the people, and um, just complete insecurities and ineptitude. And I think this film just captured it so well. But I won't get into my review. We begin.
I'm guessing as well, just on that point, I'm guessing a lot of them made sure they got into that thing because they thought they were going to get offed.
Oh
The
yeah.
nicest way for YouTube there. I think that's literally like, oh damn it, what did I do in the past? Who's coming in? Yeah, they're gonna, like, you're scared, aren't you? Like that. So especially with that vacuum that got
And
created.
it's not
Mm.
that far
And
away
I
in our
don't know that.
history.
I don't know the history of it really. I must say, and I
Me
don't think
neither.
any. And because it was behind
The
the
Iron
wall,
Curtain. Yeah.
it's gonna be, you're not gonna know the ins and outs of it. It's gonna be so like vague of like third party stories and
Yeah.
like trying to fix it all together it's gonna be.
Well, in a nutshell, I mean, those who tended to espouse the communist, socialist, way, many of them did come up from nothing, right? From very poor beginnings. And you can look at any society, not just the Russians, um, who came up from, poor beginnings, and somehow they had some kind of charisma around them, or they were in a group that had one or two or a few that had charisma and got the people behind them, and they were always always for the people. I mean, we even see it today, right? We even see it today with those who espouse, those that side of beliefs. It's always for the people, but deep down inside every single one of them is in it for themselves. And that is exactly what is portrayed here. And what they're living on and what they're thriving on is that cult of personality, not necessarily skill, not necessarily knowledge or intelligence or anything else. And in Russia, what they had was Russia's huge. They had land, they had resources, and they had millions and millions and millions of people that they could exploit, and they did in the worst possible way to become a world power. And and then you saw, beginning with the death of Stalin, in reality you saw this succession of leaders. You could rattle them off. I do remember this from school. Every leader from Lenin to, at the time I was in school, Gorbachev. There were more leaders than you could count. I mean, they just, there was one after another, all dying in strange circumstances, and but no one could say what it really was. And then when Gorbachev was in power and things started to become unveiled, it was all the logical conclusions that you would have thought anyway. It's all like, yes, of course, these guys were in it together. Yes, of course, this was a staged, whatever. It all made complete logical sense. Unfortunately, to the people who were closest to it, they never saw any of it. The people of Russia never got the state controlled media. It was, um, you know, uh, always inspiring patriotism, but they saw their neighbors being carted off in the middle of the night. And that's a totally true thing that happened. So we begin the death of Stalin at a concert. It's a lovely concert.
Now, before I'm gonna apologise to chat and you two. I can't bloody remember their names, and I can't. I'm on IMDb. And
Oh,
the
yeah.
Oh, I have my
character
list.
I ain't
won't
gonna
I
be
made
able
a
to.
list. Russian
I know I
names.
won't be able to.
And then I was like, well, I might have it like the pianist, and I was like, okay, I can't remember her. I can't
This
pronounce
is
her
Maria
cast.
Udina. I have the
Yeah, but I can't even pronounce her real name.
Olga Kurilenko. Yeah,
There you go.
but we start with Maria. Let's just call her Maria. And this is Mozart, and it sounds lovely. And this is being broadcast on Russian radio. And the general secretary, as we'll find out, what's interesting is his title and all of the titles after him were General Secretary of Russia / Soviet Union, whatever it was at the time. That was actually a lower ranking position that Stalin had held. He was basically the note taker, the general secretary. And when he rose to power, sort of unexpectedly, he said that he would keep that title because it's a title of the people. So he kept that more common title instead of president or, grand leader, whatever. General secretary was meant to be more of a common touch with the people. But we're listening to a beautiful concert, and good old Patty Considine is there, manning the soundboard. And while this is going on, this beautiful concert, there are trucks rolling around Moscow and everywhere else in the general area, doing what they do every night, rounding people up and taking away those who are against the interests of the party.
They're on the list. But yeah,
They're
when they say,
on
I
the
like this
list.
again. I
This
think
was
it's
a
fine.
fantastic, absolutely fantastic little this is so serious, and I think this film just handles the comic moments so subtly and
Mhm.
so well. But between him and the gentleman with him is Sergey, and that's Tom Brooke, and Tom Brooke has been in a number of I've known him from different TV series like the Sherlock TV series. He played a bit there. He played a bit in The Crown. He played Michael Fagan in The Crown. He's always a bit actor, but you
Mm.
remember him. He's got that face and those eyes that you just remember him from being, having those really small parts. He has a part in Foyle's War. So it's like as soon as I saw him, he's like, oh, it's that guy. What has he been in? Not many films, but a lot of television, high-end series where he's made an impression because of his look.
Mhm.
But on this, he gets a phone call. I love
Gets a
that. Like,
phone call, and it's just a total.
I do like how it's like there was it 4 digits or something. They gives him like
Is it a
that.
5? Is it a 9? Is
Is it
it a
five?
9?
Yeah.
Is it a 5? And then they're talking, and it's the
I
general
think that was Stalin.
secretary has listened. He's listening to this beautiful performance, and he would like a recording. And you recorded it, didn't you? They did not record this one.
Oh,
It
yeah.
was going out live. And so as they're fussing around with the phone, the concert's over. People are leaving. The conductor, he grabs the conductor. The conductor comes in the room. The conductor falls and knocks himself out. And they have to restage the entire concert and quickly record it because Stalin has sent his top men, to come get the recording.
Yeah.
Now,
They
I
have
will
to go
do
and
this.
get So this is where they got the list as well. So
They're
yeah.
out running around, gathering people off the list. We get introduced to, again, just top tier actors. Jeffrey Tambor, and I think, Jay, you said this last week. He's doing a little bit of Arrested Development. He's being Jeffrey
Mhm.
Tambor, right?
Yeah, yeah,
He
for
was
sure.
that, he was, what was his character's name in, did anyone ever see the Gary Shandling? What's it called? The original, again, one of those HBO originals. Gary Shandling playing a talk show host, and he's the second, like he's the Ed McMahon character.
No, actually, I don't
You
think
all
I've
have
seen
no
that.
idea what I'm talking about. It's a again, one of those original HBO, kind of in the same time as Sex and the City, before The Sopranos. There was Hank, his name is Hank Kingsley, but it was the Gary
Mhm.
Shandling, I think his name was Larry Sanders Show. That's what it was called. The Larry
Never heard of it.
Sanders Show.
Oh, that sounds a little familiar now that you say that, but I can't think
Exceptional.
of it.
I highly, you know what, we need to kind of talk about those television shows that might, we kind of forget about, like Arrested Development and
Mm.
Larry Sanders. But he's playing a little neurotic, as he typically does. That's typically his kind of character trait. Steve Buscemi is playing a little bit of a very serious goofball. That's
Mhm.
Steve Buscemi. And there's Michael Palin. And we're getting to hear, okay, what's the dynamic? Steve Buscemi is playing Khrushchev. Now, I want to go back to then, keep going forward, but the concert itself. So as we go along, I am going to say once in a while, did this really happen or didn't it happen? So the complete restaging of a concert. Jay and James, did that happen? What do you think?
It did.
Oh, I would
did.
imagine it did.
I
Yeah.
looked up, yeah.
It did.
Mhm.
Did they have
Different
to
time period, but it did happen. Yeah,
did they have to round up another conductor in his jammies?
probably.
Probably, yeah. That wouldn't
Yeah.
surprise
did.
me at all either.
Yeah.
Absolutely happened. They brought 3 conductors, rounded them up, brought them in. The one who performed was in his jammies. This totally happened. Did this Maria person, did she really write a note?
I would guess no. That seems a
No.
little Hollywood.
She did.
Oh, no kidding.
She did. There is very little in this film that didn't actually happen. That's what's amazing here. Now, did he come over in a few hours? No. He sent people over the next morning, but that still didn't give them enough time to completely, they would have, oh, let's start in the morning. Nope. They rounded people up and they replayed the entire concerto and recorded it. And it was ready and waiting when the people came to pick it up.
And I think that's kind of what sets up the tone for the satire in this one is all the humor takes place within the panic of the regime, or the fear of the regime, the fear of this regime and the panic from it, rather. It's just like the inability for these guys to even remember what the number was, and those quick conversations of panic with, like, was it a 9? Was it a 5? Like, I don't know. I wasn't on the call. And you just keep, those little bits, like the humor is throughout the whole thing, and it's so good. But it's so hard to kind of convey in terms of, and as we're about to go over the movie, because so much of it just takes place within the panicked acting of these actors because they're trying to convey that fear of the regime.
It's definitely like a textbook black comedy. I don't think you could, because a black comedy or it's kind of a black comedy / farce rests on all the true things.
Well, it's even like this scene. Right. It's like that. I bet you this happened, and it's like Troy Dolly. Here's all here's your list. Like, can you shoot them first and make him watch before that and that? And they go, oh yeah, him first.
As if it's just like a grocery list. Like it's just so matter of fact.
Yeah, and then the last one is like he got bored. It's like, oh, you'll work it out.
Yeah, right.
It's just like it's just
it's that's a great thing to point out, Stasis, too, because you kind of just assume some things are satire, and unfortunately, like it is satire, but it's like that's probably exactly how it was, which is the grim, like Sandy said, a black comedy where it's like that grim nature of like, oh god, it probably was exactly like that though.
Just like
it really was. And this guy Beria, he was just as awful as they portray him in every way, and you'll see some of the other horrid things he does through this film. And whether history and this film are giving him too much credit, there is some debate. What happens is, later in the film, he wants to, let's release all the prisoners. You're the one who put them all in jail. Was that a long game? Like, was he setting that up so that, and you find in history, you have those individuals who do horrible things so that when they're in public, even today, not so far away in history, people do horrible things. And then they come up and say, I'm changing this. You caused it. You're the one who caused it. But it's, it's kind of a setup or a stitch up, as they say.
Yeah, you create the problem and then you bring in the solution.
So, running around. This totally completely happened. I like the small scene where they show a father, giving up, or a son, giving up his father. That happened, and I hate to say it was almost expected. So Stalin is now, was he actually on the phone with the musical director? Or did someone else make the call?
I bet he did. I bet he thought he was that thing. I'm guessing.
I would have guessed no, but I'm going to say yes, just based on how accurate it's been so far.
Yes, he did. He did.
There you go.
The phone and make the phone call. It is so wild, and the closer it gets to the truth, actually, the more funny it is, and that's the comedy lies in the truth of it. And so,
but they all do it like, the recording is not, such and such wanted a recording, let's do it again. They're not doing it just because, he wanted the recording. Wow, that's amazing. Let's do it again. It's, he'll, kill us, kill our family.
He'll do us in. Yeah.
Every single thing you can think of. It's literally done by fear.
You'll be on
everybody's
the list.
So.
You'll be on the list. So he's running around.
I like this scene.
I do.
I think it's one of the better ones. It's quick, everyone, don't worry.
It's a musical emergency.
Get everybody back. Do not leave. Do not leave.
Do not leave.
But
sit down.
And that's what I mean by like it's that obviously panicked acting because of the fear that creates the comedy. And like the jokes
Yeah.
aren't like, it's not like a punchline set up and punchline type of comedy. It is very much like the definition of a satire, and how it portrays a lot of the humor through just again fearful, panicked acting that like at points you're like, this has to be satire, right? And then you're like, no, it probably wasn't. This part was probably true, unfortunately.
And I'm guessing there was a thing Sandy's going to say, did Stalin really like American Westerns?
He loved American Westerns, Daryl. Stalin loved John Ford, John Wayne.
Ford.
He loved a good American
Where's the sign? It
Western.
goes, long live John Wayne and John Ford, isn't it, at the end?
Yep.
Like one of them says.
And he did often keep his team of closest advisors together with him all day long. These, in a weird way, were his friends. If you're the leader of the Soviet Union, who's your friend? Well, you kind of don't have friends. It's these people who are, I'm doing air quotes now, the most loyal to you. He did think Nikita Khrushchev was hilarious. Nikita Khrushchev rose up in the party because he could tell a good joke. And he would lighten the mood in meetings. Now, did he go home every night and tell his wife what jokes landed and what jokes didn't, James and Jay?
I guess yes.
Yeah, because he said she had to write them down.
He did.
Because he was so drunk, so he wouldn't remember the jokes. But whilst he was drunk, he did.
He did. He wanted to keep telling the funny ones. He wanted to drop the bad ones. He kind of wanted to work on his act. I mean, everything we know about Nikita Khrushchev, and his, famous line to America, I will bury you, like, which he uses in this film a couple of times, but not in, later he makes the big pronouncement that he will bury the United States. He's a funny guy. He's a comedian. He's working on his stand-up act. I mean, and that's real. That's real. And they would often be late into the night watching a film. They all have to, of course, laugh when Stalin laughs and, like the films that he likes and not like the films he doesn't like.
And heavily drunk as well.
Getting heavily drunk. Yeah. But he's got his little and they're all this whole like the Beria and Khrushchev kind of, chest bumping, that it would kind of devolve into these little bro sessions. And
so whilst we got that picture up, there's a quiz question for Daryl, as he's a Western expert. What movie is that?
Oh, do we know what movie that is?
I have no idea.
I'm guessing it's going to be something to do with the Mexican border, just because of the Texas, just because of the cannons, that kind of era. John Ford, probably not. We're going to look it up. Okay.
Let's see.
Probably seen it.
Which film is? Oh, come on. Which film? Which?
Can't be in the early Alamo.
Set me in a circle.
Yeah,
they are watching a John. It doesn't say. It says a John Wayne Western. Well, there has to be a real one. Come on, Gemini, do better.
AI, do what I say.
Film shown.
Well, whilst we're looking at Daryl, the all-knowing will find it out for us. This is where they get. I love that because most people are left now, and I do like how we've got I suppose these are like.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Don't mean to interrupt. It actually was not a film because they didn't want to have to deal with the rights of putting a film within a film. And so they just kind of made up a scene in black and white and pretended that it was a Western. So there you go. There's the answer.
Shame. I do like this when we have the first lot, I suppose, come in. It's not a very. It's not a.
They're peasants.
It's not a Royal Albert Hall a place they've got here. Well, let's just say that. But the first people that come in, I'm guessing they're there because there's no upper class. There's just them lot. It's just they're like the middle class, and then you've kind of got just not even a lower class. You've got real like we're just getting you off the streets and
The
like
farmers, the peasants.
getting,
Yeah,
like,
what are they doing at 10 o'clock
yeah.
at night with their
Yeah, it's just one
cows
woman's
and
like,
sheep?
ooh, just knitting, don't know what's going on really. I just been summoned in here, and I'm gonna be summoned in. So it's like and it's like everybody's on cue. They clap when they clap. It's them scenes you get sometimes when you see like sorry about the soccer. When you see the like North Korean like football team, they all stand up at the same time, sit down at the same time,
The
stand up at the
required
same time.
clapping.
Yeah, just
Mhm.
like I don't want to be gone today because I forgot the clapping time. But yeah, and this
Well, that is
where
a real thing with Stalin's speeches,
Mhm.
where people would actually faint because no one wanted to be the first to stop clapping.
Mm.
And
Jeez.
hordes of people would faint because they didn't want to be the first to put their hands down and potentially be rounded up. I mean, wow. But Maria here, she's ticked. Her family has been rounded up and disposed of by Stalin, and she doesn't care. She's angry. She's not going to play. He bribes her or offers to pay her 10,000 rubles. She says, I want 20,000. Done, done,
hold it.
done.
We got the conversion. What is that?
Oh, I don't know. You always
No,
have
no,
to
you do it.
convert.
You do it for sterling in US. So let's do it
I know,
for rubles.
20,000 rubles
What is it?
in
1953.
1953 equal
Let's find
in
out.
pounds and dollars today.
Dum, 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 dum. What is it? It's gonna be like
Okay,
2,000.
so for pounds, 20. Okay, so this is where inflation goes the other direction, gentlemen. 20,000 rubles in 1953 is 1,430 pounds today, or $5,000.
Wow.
Oh,
So it's the other. It's think
yeah.
about it. It's inflation the other way.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the deflated value of it's like we're talking thousands. It's like the lira thing we were talking about a while ago, and I was like, a million lira, a billion pesos. Oh, it's $5. So,
But I'm
yeah,
guessing also the state of this is what you just said, $5,000. That's a lot of money
that's a
then.
lot
I
of
bet
money
you
even
that was
there,
like a
right?
year's wages.
Oh
I'm
gosh,
guessing,
yes,
yeah.
yeah. So
It's,
it's
they
a
said
big
something
deal.
the other day, the average wage in like the whole of Mexico is like $10,000. And that
Yeah.
is it. That's the average wage. And it was like, yeah, but then you got to think about the rest of it, what you can actually live on. It's mad. I'm
So did
guessing
this
there
really
that-
happen? $20,000
Yes.
for a performance?
I'm
No,
guessing so.
this one
No,
didn't happen.
first
Well,
one.
it sort of happened.
That's it.
was
End the
not a
movie.
bribe.
Done.
It was not a bribe. She was later paid for her
All right,
performance.
yeah.
She didn't ask
I'm
for
guessing
it.
you're going to be. I'm not been horrible. Even if you were pissed off, you're going to be literally scared that they might have got your family if that was true, but they could get all your friends as well. So you got to
Yep.
protect and yourself. You're not going to throw yourself into the into the fire. That's it. So, but yeah, he's and what somebody got the roundups. Yeah, this is where we got the kid, isn't it? And then we got that, and then we get the what's he been? He's been in loads, and he's got a lot of minor part. I always forget who he's been in.
Is
But
he
he's,
okay? So he's not the musician. Let's see. The first conductor.
He's the
let me see.
he's the conduct the main
Let's
conductor
see.
who does his PJs.
Conductor.
Mm.
I don't see him.
I like it. He's knocking on the door. Come on, come with us. Literally, and they're like, okay.
The musician, the guy. I don't know if you noticed. There's a guy with a French horn that's kind of prominent, standing in the front a couple of times. That's from Game of Thrones, Mace Tyrell. He looked familiar to
Oh.
me, and he played one of the Tyrells in Game of Thrones. I'm looking for the conductor. I don't see the conductor on my list. Oh, nope, I got him. Hang on. Let me see what he's been in. He is Nicholas Woodson. Let's see what he's been in.
He's got one of those
They all
faces.
look familiar. They all are.
It's probably British TV though. I'm guessing.
Could
Nicholas
be.
Woodson. Oh, he was in Skyfall.
Oh, okay.
The man who knew too much. Okay, yeah, knew too little. Sorry, well, not too much, too little.
John Carter.
John Carter.
Oh, he's still with
Been
us
loads of
too.
things.
He's still working. Whoa. He's 80 years old. And he still has
Oh, he's in Rome. That's why I've seen him. He's in Rome. That's it.
Savage
He's in the
House,
TV series Rome.
Casualty. Those
yeah,
are your British things.
Yes, he is. John Antony.
Mark Anthony.
Cleopatra and Mark Antony. No, I'm going to say John
I
Antony.
knew where you were going.
Mark Antony. Oh God, I was like, that sound right. Yeah, he's his slave in it.
Okay.
He's really good. Really good. Oh, I love Rome. Rome, absolutely brilliant. So, but yeah, so we got that, and I love this. What I bet this is like 5 o'clock in the morning. I bet like they all leave, all drunk, and they're all having like a drunken argument. I love it. So it's like that. But yeah, it's off they go. Which one?
And I like how they're doing that. They're doing you just kind of the scene you just passed over, as things play out. You get the names, and you get even they have these little what do you call it, scene cards in between. Part 1, this, part 2, that. I always like that. I always think that's kind of cool.
But we get back to this is where we get the as we just went to Rome, the plebs. Let's call it the plebs. The plebs are coming in, and they're like, I love it because I'm guessing some of them have got a little bit. It's like that grading system, isn't it? You're there in this society, and it's just like we have to do what we've been told, and then off we come. And they're like, and I think it's good. Like clap when you clap, and we're recording. Yeah, and then he's in his PJs,
as he was in history. He was.
Yeah, and this is where Steve Buscemi's character. I'm not going to give him the same word. Steve Buscemi character.
He's Khrushchev.
Nikita
Khrushchev.
Did it all? Yeah. What's going on? Yeah. And he's just like telling his wife. It's quite that coyness of like you can tell the fear. I've got to make sure everything's right because I've got to do it tomorrow.
She's writing it all down for him. Writing it all down.
Whilst we get then, it's the back to the sympathy, and it's like, but here's a recording. Do you want to test it? No. And this is where she slips I got a note. How did the note, if this was how did they allow that note to get to him? This is my thing. She might have written in the note, but how would it got to him?
I believe in real life because they had paid her separately. It wasn't a bribe. They paid her. I think she sent a note back to the general secretary, and she wrote out all of the nastiness she wrote in this note, and it did get back to him. It did get to him. But can you imagine fighting over that disc? And oh my God, if it cracked, we'd be doing this all over again. I mean, so I would just let it go. I'd be like, let it go. I'm not going to play tug of war with this. So these poor guards, have just come on their shift and they're just there for the evening, and they end up standing there for 2 straight days. Did that happen in real life or no?
Yes.
I guess yes.
The same guards were standing outside the door for 2 straight days. My God. How? I hope they were allowed. Like, you have to take a bathroom break. I mean, but they were standing.
I wouldn't bank on it.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. If you've been told not to move, there's ways, I'm guessing. Like that. So, I've done 72 hours with a 2-hour sleep break. That's the most I've ever done in the military.
Oh God.
That was when the squadron leader to go to sleep, and I was like, "Yes, sir." And I sat in the chair where I was. I was just like, "Yeah, that's it." I just literally slept, and they went, "Go back to work." And I was like, "Okay." Just like, a runner, and I was like, "Get me coffee and a Red Bull." Go. Like, yes, we're gone. But here's Stalin. I do like on this they have the pictures all around, but they didn't get an actor that looked like him at all.
No, I don't. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
I mean, but you know what? So since you brought that up, let's bring up the obvious, the accents.
Whoa. If we do it, there was a quick question.
Oh, I didn't see the
Did
quiz
we do the quiz
Hang on.
question? It's
I'm
the
sorry.
quiz question. So I think Sandy just answered it for you.
I'm sorry. No.
So everyone-
All I said, let's
No,
talk about the
it's
accent.
okay. We're end the quiz question.
That's all I said
So
was let's
what
talk
did the
about it.
director ban for the cast? Go on then. Was it Russian accents, real medals, improv lines, or historic accuracy?
I'm sorry.
was-
I guess the answer was he banned attempts at Russian accents.
Everybody
yes.
got 57%. There we go.
Yeah.
Yes,
And-
it was.
And actually, I like the number one. I absolutely hate when there's always an attempt at an accent, and it's just horrific. We can look at everything from Robin Hood on, to just really bad attempts at whatever accent. But the direction given by Armando Iannucci was also grounded in historic accuracy. There are as many dialects or more across Russia as there are across England, as there are across the United States and most countries as well. We all assume we know what a Russian accent is or a British accent. There's not, and we all know that. There's not an American accent. Jay's got his own accent. I have my own
He's
accent.
got an accent, yeah.
So part of it, part of it was also that the actors that they brought in were using either their native accent or with a slight tinge towards certain dialects for certain characters. Like they wanted Stalin to have a Cockney accent. But the idea was to have different accents, but not no one trying to have a Russian accent.
And usually I don't like that for movies based in, whatever they're based in, or even shows, because the first one that comes to mind is Chernobyl. That miniseries Chernobyl, I think, was really well done, but it drives me mad that they decided to go with just English accents instead of attempting to just do Russian ones, because there's plenty of actors, and I'm assuming even some of the actors that were in the show could have done a Russian accent. But for a satire comedy like this, or a dark comedy, black comedy, however you want to call it, I feel like it works, because they really make no effort at all. Like Steve Buscemi is just speaking as Steve Buscemi. He's not
just
trying.
English.
And
Yeah, he's
right,
just
Jeffrey Tambor, the same thing.
American.
Yeah. The only one.
So like, I think it works somehow for this.
They like some of them went over the top. Like I don't mind Jason Isaacs when he
I think
does,
he
like,
had to go over
he
the
does
top.
a Yorkshire, he goes over the top. But like
Yeah.
Paul Whitehouse, he goes. I don't know what he's trying to do, and he is a bit off-putting because like he's very a British scene like a comedy actor, and like what are you trying to do? And then of course Michael Palin's he's just got a Michael Palin like accent. It's just everybody else is just doing it, but there's some that just went, oh, I can't be that. I want to stand out. And some of the times it's a bit off-putting. It's like you just use your accent. Don't try and up another accent if you're not supposed to be Russian. Just do your own one. But maybe that's what the director wanted. But sometimes it's just a bit. It's a bit for me. But we get that, and then so we get Stalin reads the note. Like it's a really thin paper, so all the papers are really thin. They do on the portrayed. I'm guessing that was a thing.
Well, in the older days, they were.
It's like plotting paper.
Do
I have to explain what plotting paper is to Jay?
I have no idea what it is. It looked like tracing paper to me, so I don't know if that's a similar thing, but I don't know what that is now.
Sandy, do you want to explain?
Yeah, I mean isn't that kind of what it is?
Yeah.
I don't know if we call it plotting paper, but tracing paper, like vellum, like something
what
really.
used to dab you like when the ink was that wet, you plot.
Oh, I see.
Paper,
to keep
and
the
you put
ink
it
from
on,
smudging.
and it doesn't bleed, I suppose, like that.
We have similar thin paper like that. We don't use it for that. It's called tracing paper. It's quite literally you put it over something and then trace. It's quite literally what it sounds like. But it did look a lot. I noticed that as well. It looked like tracing paper.
We used to on the newbies, the airmen when they first come in, very red, as they call it, like fresh off the. We used to go and get them to go and get some see-through tracing paper.
Some see-through tracing paper.
Yeah.
To send them on a snipe hunt. That's what
Literally,
we call snipe hunt.
and they'd be like, and they would go off, and everybody would be like, literally, have you got any see-through tracing paper? And they'd be like, nope. You go, I think I find it. Once they want it, and they're like, just literally, you can, for like hours, and then it would be one person be like, for fuck's sake, That's always the things, yeah. Or like because our old trade used to write backwards because you have the window and then everybody can see. You used to have to write backwards, and it used to be, yeah, can you give me backwards ink? Find the backwards ink pen.
Oh
We've
my
run out.
gosh.
So then people be like that, okay, but because they wouldn't ever say no, they'd be like, oh, they're doing it, idiot. And you get, yeah, it's great. But this is where we get Stalin gets a bit too overexcited and has a stroke. So, and I do like their reaction. Dun, dun. Do we investigate? Do you want to shut the F up? Like that before you get us killed. It's like, okay. Yeah. So
Now, in real life, I won't ask the question. I'll just let you know. The letter had reached Stalin, but he didn't have the stroke reading the letter. It was completely separate from that incident. Did they let him sit in a puddle of his own sick for a day in real life?
yes.
I guess yes. Probably
No,
too
they
scared
let
to know
him
what to do.
They let him sit in a puddle of his own sick for 2.5 days.
Oh, jeez.
I
And
bet they'd be like, oh, yeah, but who's going to be the first person? If I move him, I might kill him, then I might get shot.
Yep.
If he's alive, we need a doctor. And then I like
That's-
it in this
yeah,
one. They go,
that's
get a
what I
doctor.
figure.
And they're like, you got rid of all the good doctors.
And that was true. They rounded up all the good doctors who happened to be Jewish, and they did their thing and rounded up, unfortunately. Doctors, lawyers, executives, engineers, incredibly smart people, and sent them to the gulags, which were the horrific work camps. So no, there were no good doctors. There were only so-so doctors. So eventually, in real life, it wasn't until the third day that they fetched a doctor, that he was
Wow.
barely breathing, not moving, and in his own sick
Nice.
for 2.5 days.
But this is where they leave the tea lady, like, who brings him, I guess, in the morning coffee or whatever it is, vodka.
Let her
And
find
then,
him.
yeah. And it's like, and then she just has to stay with him because nobody else can go in. It's like that.
No
We
one
wait.
else could go in.
Yeah.
Nope.
So, yeah. But whilst I do like this one, like they show this guy, he's nasty, because they do show like he's torture going off with, like, when the other ones are going home, he's still doing the dirty work, I suppose you want to call it in the nicest terms. But yeah, this is where they all start getting told, yeah, he's really ill. Come. And this is where the movie goes in through, we know what we're doing, to bumbling idiots, really, because they're like, oh, we didn't plan for this. And I always find it fun. Did they? Because I know, like, especially like people who are going to be in office for a long time, like the Queen, they know what to do by the second.
There's a plan.
Yeah, there's a plan. It's like I would have thought there would be a plan. The vacuum after it, maybe, yeah, that's going to happen naturally. But like, what happens if he dies? Because he been in office? How long has Stalin been in office? Like 30, 40 years or something like that?
Quite.
Wasn't it?
Since before the war. Yeah.
Yeah.
To 1953. So at least, I don't know, 20 years more. I don't know. I have to look that up.
Lenin's got to be after the first, I would say. Like, there was takeover. I can't remember. So I'm gonna, or just as.
So let me tell you why there wouldn't have been a plan. Because you know how in Great Britain it's, quote, considered treason to discuss the king, or so the reason why kings and queens don't go to funerals is because it's considered treason to imagine the sovereign's death. And if you're at a funeral, it's more likely you can imagine the sovereign's death. Of course, that's not true today. I tend to think, though, the reason why there's not a plan is because who's going to discuss with him his death? He'll think it's treason. He'll kill you if you're talking about his death. He's going to live forever. So I think he doesn't want anybody knowing or even thinking about his death. So he doesn't want any plans in place.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Yeah, it does make sense.
It makes a weird sense.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Not logical.
Yeah, it does,
right,
yeah.
if
It's
you
not
put
the base sense.
if you put yourself in the realm of that bizarre world, then yeah, it would make sense.
Yeah, it's not like today. Do you want to be cremated or do you want to be buried when you go? Like that, it's like, bang. Look, I've got a shot. I just asked him a question. But yeah, they go into like panic mode, and yeah, this is where they try. Like they start even now. You can see they're starting to go off on each other a little bit. But yeah, it's give the phone calls, and
There's
everybody's
a lot of
now
pajamas
rush.
in this movie. He's in his pajamas.
The
The
pajamas.
conductor's in his pajamas.
I guess then they made it more funny just to make it like, yeah, it's like the pajamas.
Well, it's things like that. Like that's where I feel like that Arrested Development kind of dry, clever humor comes in. Like the repeated people
Yeah.
questioning about his like he answers the thing about his pajamas a few times. Even this, like each one of these cabinet or committee members, whatever the hell it's called, each one of them coming in and discovering like, ew, the urine, like repeatedly them all. Like that's where those little bits of what felt like Arrested Development humor in the trailer kind of shone through in watching it. And that's like some of my favorite type of humor. It's I don't know what it is about it. I just find it to be so clever and funny.
And they actually, when they pick him up, they actually have a, as well, you're in your order. And like the lowest rank one, you have
You get the right,
highest rank, you have the
and
hair.
then it brushes over him as they put him into not to skip ahead, but it's like that continuous like we're not going to forget about this, like we're not just going to act like the urine's not there. Like each person's going to come in and respond to it, react to it, and the joke's going to eventually have a payoff at some point. And it was that kind of scene when they're rolling him into the bed.
And the very phony concern. Oh,
Yeah.
over the top. Oh my God, he's irreplaceable. And they all know they're all being phony. It's just
right. They're saying the lines because they have to. Right.
Yeah.
But is he dead? They know he's not. Could he recover? We don't know. So we don't want to. He might be listening, or somebody else might be listening.
Exactly. That's what it is.
And I'm sure it probably was that level of just fear and anxiousness towards dealing with this. I mean, God, that's probably why they had him lay there for 2 days, because they didn't know what the hell to do, because God forbid you make the wrong move and he can remember it. You're done.
But like this, he's the first one there. He's like, get out. And the first thing he does, I'm going to go through his pockets. Like that. And then got his keys, got the load, and like he's clever man. He goes, I'm going to get all the papers on all, like I know he's got on all of us. So he's got like this like secret door to secret thing to secret.
I love that. That's like a cartoon. It's the key to the desk with another key and another key. And I thought that was funny. I like that.
Yeah. And like I said, it probably was. Yeah.
And then he sits in the chair. He sits in the chair and he just thinks he's large and in charge.
And this is what.
But Malenkov is the deputy, which is funny because he seems like the most inept. But again, in reality,
he only served 2 years, and then next one 2 years. They kind of not. Yeah, they were quickly replaceable. Let's say that.
He was the deputy, and he automatically wanted to start assuming some authority over the committee. But he's not gone yet. But he goes with his extra drama.
I think they really in this. I'm not historical about that real life, but they make him a bit of a buffoon. He's a yes man.
Yeah.
That's it. So he's like, oh yes. No. But yeah, this is I do. Yeah, I find this bit is amusing. Just they're more constrained of like we can't move him. But he's pissed himself. That is it. That is like not like, oh, what should we do? It's like, it's only the tea lady who's at any time said we need to call a doctor. Yep. Everybody else is like, he's laying in his own piss. Is that piss? Yeah, that is piss. He's laying in his own piss. Do you know he's laying in his own piss? That is it. But. Yeah, they all come. And I do like how he's turned up in his pajamas, and he said, "Like I haven't got time to change." I'm like, "Really? You wouldn't have time to change?" And then
you couldn't put a shirt on.
Then like when Peter, White House comes in, he's like, "You put cologne on." So, yeah,
it's all for show. It's to show that he was moving quickly. You know, so quickly that my pajamas are still on.
Yeah. And that's it. So, one by one. There we go. So, this is Defense Secretary. White House, like they gave him a comical mustache. I must say that, but yeah,
Quite.
that's it. But do you know who White House is?
I know the name. Is
No.
that
Oh, okay.
is it what's his name's dad? That other comedian, White?
No, Paul
Oh,
Whitehouse. There was a Harry Enfield and chums.
I know the
It was
names. Yeah.
yeah. So he's like that. He's like a very like probably like 80 to 90s. He still does stuff now, but not so much. Like always on like Friday, Saturday night, he would be on, and then he would do like the dark comedies that really like, oh, you're going to be cringe and like stuff you couldn't put on TV now. Let's say that
Okay.
because they'd be a bit un-PC, but he's so funny. And this was like they had him, and then I must say his character is a bit weird because he's so British comedy. He's not very comedic in this, and he is very like very over comedic normally. So it was
Now
a bit.
who's
I was,
this other
"Oh,"
one?
and I was,
I don't
I
know
have no
this
idea.
guy.
No
Chahadi?
idea.
Paul Chahadi?
I don't recognize him from
I don't
No, I
know
anything.
don't
him.
recognise it. No. But yeah, they all come over one by one, and they all just about come on, lift him up then. Oh, okay, it's rubbed off. That's it. But again, this is. I bet you this actually did happen. They probably did it slightly different, but to hide him for anybody else that could see, just to stop the rumor mill.
Oh,
Just like,
100%.
yeah,
100%.
like even if he had died, they would make sure he would be. It would days and days.
Oh,
So
yeah.
everybody
No one
could
knew he
plot
had a stroke
everything.
until
Yeah.
after he was dead. No
Yeah.
one knew in those 3 or 4 days that he hung on when
Mm.
they didn't really have a doctor, didn't feed him, didn't attempt to do anything to him. He probably died of dehydration in reality. Yeah.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to be a doctor, would you? There, like be called up,
No.
like
Oh
by the way,
God, no.
There's
just like
nothing you could do right.
you gave him water. That must have killed him. Off with you. And it's like that. It's just everything you could do, isn't it? But this is they're all argue. It's just like an argument vacuum now as well. It's just like it's blame. What to do? I'm not making the decision. No, because if you make that decision and it goes wrong,
Yep.
you're dead. that is it. So everybody's just shirting the responsibility actually to do something. It's like that. And so it's quite amusing, but they finally get
Now
to
this old guy, he's been in all those the Simon Pegg like Hot Fuzz. He was the
Yes.
old cop in Hot Fuzz. That one.
He's the Devon guy who's like
Exactly.
yeah, he's a very on British TV kind of style, but yeah, they start to round up the last of the doctors. That's what it is, isn't it? So whilst all of them are plotting, we go. And I bet they did this. Like, we have to go to the forest to actually talk, make sure nobody's got
Well, that's
listening
where
devices.
Lenin's little retreat house was in the Lenin. Good God, that's where Stalin's little retreat house was. So remember, the house they were in is in the forest there. I was thinking that's where they were.
Yeah. And this is his daughter. Was it real that she got shafted to Switzerland at the end?
It was real that she was how she was, and the son is how he was. They were that was all absolutely real. She
I'm
was
guessing because they
grow
thought
up
they were
with-
untouchable.
Yeah, when you grow up
I'm
with
untouchable.
Stalin as a dad, yeah. Now he actually really doted on her, and so people were afraid of her because they thought she knew things about them, because he did spend a lot of time with her, but she was just neurotic, and the son was a raging alcoholic, just as portrayed here in the film. But I love this. I like how she's here. What was her name?
Oh, I can't
Svetlana?
remember.
Svetlana.
Yes, Svetlana.
Andrea Riseborough. And they're like, oh, Svetlana's here. And then they all realize, let me walk a little fast. Oh, they're
Yeah,
running.
the race
They want to get to her
the way it
first.
turns into a
It's
race
so
got me
funny.
too.
But it's
So she-
strange. Like you think that one of them, like, guessing not her, but even like the son, like the normal society, like normal, not society, normal dictatorships, the son would take over. But he's such a bit of a loser and a
Oh,
drunk.
yeah.
He never did.
Oh, he was wild, but she probably was one of the few people who was sincerely upset that he was dead,
Hmm.
because there really weren't others who were upset.
Now, was
This
the plane crash that killed literally the Russian hockey team? Was that real?
It
He's
was
like apparently,
real,
yeah.
and they hid it from the people, and they attempted to create a new hockey team. 100% real.
Yeah.
Can you imagine your entire hockey team dies in a plane crash and you're trying to secretly train a team of amateur losers like this guy's trying to do to replace them without anybody knowing anything?
Yeah.
What does he say? Hit it, kick it, whatever. It's
Yeah.
like,
Well, I'll go in there then. Yeah.
you there, you there.
Uh, but yeah, it's and then they go, "You can't take me." Yeah, we're taking you away, and off he goes. So, like, yeah, he's got. I'm guessing he's got a whatever, not a rank, but in the People's Party has a just by name rank, but everybody's got no respect
Oh,
for him. So
he
yeah,
is
off he
the
goes.
director of sport. He is the
There you go.
Russian director of sport. That's his rank.
Mm.
Kind of a made up thing for him to do where he couldn't
Yeah.
do too much damage, and Daddy found him a job
Yeah.
for sure.
Now, in real life, these doctors are the most scared people in the world.
100%. And there's probably not this many of them, maybe 4 or
Yeah.
5. And he comes in, you're too young. You're not old, you're too young, and you're a,
But I do
you know.
like the clipboard bit on this bit. It's quite funny. It's, yeah, they're like, you read it, you read it, you
Yeah.
read it, like that. Oh god. And so and he suffered what? Gone. Can't remember what it was now.
Well,
What he
in real,
suffered.
it was a massive stroke. I don't know what they.
Yeah.
I don't remember what
Yeah.
they said here, but massive stroke.
Like
I-
hemorrhage or something.
Yeah,
Cerebral
cranial
cerebral
hemorrhage,
hemorrhage,
cerebral
yeah.
hemorrhage, right?
That's
That's
it.
what it was.
Cerebral hemorrhage. Yeah. They're like, what can you do? Not much, like that. And then, yeah, it's what? It's and then it's now. Once they find that out, it's only time. It's now they're plotting. It's again they're all doing their
Except
things
they're
to
two little factions.
cover up their tracks,
Yeah.
cover up their past, get alliances. It's anything they can do. One, stay alive, and get a better position than you are now. That is literally the name of the game. So, yeah, and then we get everybody. It's just what's the best way? The House of Cards. This bit is literally it is. So yeah.
Very.
Well, one of my favorite lines from Game of Thrones was, I believe it was Littlefinger who says it. Chaos is a ladder meant to be climbed.
Mhm.
And this is essentially what's taking place
Yeah.
here. It's that classic power vacuum.
And yeah, everybody's playing the daughter. And then
And so in my brain, like, unless they think that somehow she's going to garner sympathy from the people or whatever, I don't see how useful she is, because it's not a situation where the children are going to have any place whatsoever in the future regime. So anyway, I kind of don't, maybe it's just so soon. Maybe it's just so soon that they're just trying to play up to her, but they don't need to. She has no value to them. She's not going to play a part in any of this. And yeah, they do send her away. They send her away to kind of get out.
maybe they just liked her. We don't want. Yeah,
Could
one
be.
last respect, maybe. We
Yeah,
don't
it
want
could
you
be. It definitely
against the
could
wall.
be. There's going to
Otherwise,
be
yeah.
a big funeral.
Yeah.
There's going to be a big funeral.
But he wakes up, and I love this, like the painting. What's he pointing at? The painting. Oh, and they just make up a story about what
wants
he's
milk.
like that. Like, oh my god, yeah. It's we're the lambs, like that.
Well, the people are the lambs. He is the
Yeah.
milk, and it just
yeah,
gets
they're
more and more
making up
ridiculous.
crap. You're like, what are you talking about? It's just like he's probably going, whatever. But yeah, they. Whilst that's happening, yeah, he. I think he croaks it, doesn't he? Now, but I like these guys are still. We're still here like that. But yeah, and then.
They
Did
don't
they-
waste any time. What is I do not understand. What is the point of
Of the
removing the
autopsy.
brain so quickly? What? Why?
I guess just
Don't
an
know.
autopsy. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
And I'm guessing it's ensuring that he is dead.
That could do that too.
Yeah,
Oh,
maybe
yeah.
to make sure that there is no,
Yeah, is he dead?
return
Yeah,
and they get in
definitely is.
trouble.
I got his brain. No, no. Also, it's going to remind me, it's going to sound a bit weird, but I'm going to remind her. I bet you they did, and Sandy will get this, Ferengi. I bet you they took bits of him to sell in the black market. These death bits. They do the Ferengi.
They do that. I mean,
Yeah,
they like
I bet they did.
even like going back to Catholic saints, the relics, you would sell, a bone chip or a fingernail or whatever of, you'd take a saint's body and carve it into a million pieces. There's
I'm taking
actually,
his mustache. I would do.
yeah, yeah. Well, there's even kind of a really strange situation. Someone who's not a saint, the the wife of Henry V, Catherine Valois, when she was buried, people would come and like chop bits. They loved her so much they would chop bits off of her, and just to have.
That is
And
crazy.
when they reburied her, they discovered there was so little left of her actual body. It was
Oh,
just
God.
really strange.
Imagine
So
that.
this is like
Imagine
the,
that. I really loved my gran. Cutting off her like
yeah, this is like
God,
the great
gruesome.
grandmother of Henry VIII.
Oh, bless him. He really loved it. Took a little finger. Where
So
would you put
strange.
it? Like, oh.
On a shelf, I guess. I don't know.
No.
So
That is
strange.
gruesome.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, and then as Daryl points out, there was some interest in studying the brain of these, megalomaniacs. So maybe, someone wanted to study it as quickly as possible. But I have to look up and see where is Stalin's brain today, because that was quite graphic,
Yeah. That's it.
quite gruesome.
So get. I love
And they're
that.
all
Just-
standing around. They're all there.
And there's like, yeah. The worst thing is they probably, we can't leave this little group. If somebody leaves,
Nope.
then you're screwed. And that's
Yep,
it. So
because you don't know who's talking to whom, and
Yeah.
you don't know if you're the odd man out. So you've all got to
Yeah.
stay together.
I love that. Yeah. It's a good autopsy, just everybody around. I guess it doesn't matter that he's not hygienic, but you think a little bit. But this is where his son comes back and he absolutely goes mad, kind of. But yeah, it's again, it like this whole bit's after like it's just plotting and getting the idiots out of the way.
Yeah.
Let's say that it's once they do that, everybody go, and now it's the doctors get left, and this is where we get like again the everybody who's not part of that, and this is who is it does the order, the guy who I forgot his name,
Baron.
yeah, that's it, yeah, he does this because guy, he gives the order, and it's literally carnage. Everybody is literally you have to dodge a bullet,
including those two poor soldiers who stood at the door.
Yeah.
And then when they were done doing their duty, then the one who did the last shooting also got shot. That was a
Yeah.
typical thing too. Like, clean up, make sure nobody knows. Even the people who did the deed and carried out the orders, then they have to get exterminated.
and they're literally like soldiers, just everybody's stealing everybody.
They're just looting.
Everything like that, looting, running away. Like everybody, I loved it. Like these guys, everybody's really didn't do anything wrong. They're being sent off to a camp. Like you have the tea lady there. They're
servants.
like, go on, off you go. And then, of course, when that guy who's rounding them up, he gets shot by the guy on the left.
Yep.
And he's like, oh. But yeah, I do like that. It's everything's been stripped. So, yeah.
As if he's never been here. Yeah.
Mhm. And then this is where then he tries to he's starting to free the prisoners, and he frees Michael Palin's wife,
Molotov's wife.
yeah,
Yeah.
who
Paulina.
who's been in for what 10 years? I think he's been away or something like that, isn't it? He said like, so yeah, like but he does it. Oh look, and I hate this. Like, but he replaces her with another person. Who's a complete innocent, like, and then and he even goes up. I'm sorry about this. He's like, off you go.
Well, Paulina Molotov was very politically active
Mm.
and was sent to the camps. But they play off here that her that the Michael Palin character like continued to denounce her. In real
Mm.
life, he did denounce her, but then he recanted and he loved her very much. And, but the Palin, I mean, he's even denouncing her. She's right outside the door. And,
Yeah.
he's,
Architecture, do you like?
oh, you know what? So I do, if it were ever safe in my lifetime to go to Moscow, I would love just to check it out. It is such a unique style that, and I have to look and see what it's called, but Russian, it's not brutalist. It's something akin to brutalism, right? There's a little bit of Gothic. There's a little bit, even though they distance themselves from the church, there's a little bit of churchy Gothic about some of these big god awful buildings. Yeah, there's something about them. I would love to see them in person.
Yeah. That always every place in Russia, the Soviet Union, even today, in every movie, as soon as they get a lift, it's broken down.
It's
That's what it
broken.
says. Literally like that. This is where somebody needs to make be an engineer, just lift repair person to make a killing. It's yeah. But he gets up there, and this is Michael Palin, character. He's I say he's a bit
Weak.
I don't know why he's in the movie. I guess they wanted a python. That is it, and who to get? It's a bit because he feels unutilized. Every
Yeah.
time you see him, he's very unutilized. Like
Barely talks.
Steve Buscemi
Yeah.
is the main character in this. Has the most
Mhm.
screen time. But he plays it well. But again, it's just Michael Palin. But yeah, this is where he's. I'm still for the party. I like the party. He's like, you went on a list. And even when he's like, what did I do wrong? What did I do wrong? He was lucky enough he was on the last list. He doesn't understand what he did wrong. And I'm guessing sometimes they got bored of people. And he bored me tonight.
Yep.
He's on the list.
Well, yeah, I'm
That
sure.
is it.
I'm sure it could be even just a slight, social offense. Never mind
God,
something
he
actually
sneezed.
against,
In dinner.
Right.
That. He's like
Yeah.
that. Oh, coughed really
or
weird.
coughed and accidentally farted, and that's it. You're done.
But yeah, so what's name's got his wife outside, and it's like denouncing her, denouncing. Oh, she's here.
But you know what? She probably would have understood. She probably understands
Yeah.
that he has to keep saying that. He has to keep saying that.
On everybody's list. On everybody's. But yeah, so we go back and then.
Yeah,
dead
this
doors.
is 100% true. Berev was a horrific person who did take advantage of very, very young girls. I'll just leave it there.
Yeah.
Hundreds of them.
So now
Now
we
this
get
is that typical, like you see in American government buildings, whether it's federal government or state government, you walk into a government building, for example, in Maryland, and there's a picture of the governor and the lieutenant governor, and there's a United States flag in the background, and they're smiling and they're looking at you. It's just this. They're always these smiley, happy portraits. I have one from when I worked in the federal government, me and a flag, and smiley, happy portrait. And then you remember, at least I do, like these historical propaganda posters from Russia, from Lenin to Stalin to this guy to whoever was next, and they're always these stark photos with, and he even says the chiseled cheekbones, and they're never friendly. They're
No.
meant to intimidate. This is the intimidation portrait that's going to be hung everywhere of dear leader. But Jeffrey Tambor, I just can't see Jeffrey Tambor being intimidating at all. Just can't.
Yeah. It's just, but this is where again they don't trust. I always forget the guy's name on the left. Go on, Sandy.
Berev.
That's it. And they're like, they know they need to keep him close. They don't trust him, and this is where we get into the next bit. Is everybody's like, but the deputy's
Well,
like,
he's the head of the.
I'm in charge. I've got to step up now. And they're like, but you got to step back. But he's like, no, I'm gonna go to the next level. I need to make sure the people know I was there for them.
Mhm. But he is the head of the secret police. You know, the
Mm.
NKVD back then is the predecessor to the KGB. So he's the head of the secret police. So they do fear him because he's the one who does know everything about everyone.
Wait,
But
he
he's
knew
also
where
a
the key was
weasel.
for the key.
Hmm. He's a total weasel. But he's trying to, be the puppet master for this guy. And now I forgot his name. Malenkev. Hang on. What do we call him?
I just go with
Malenkov.
Jeffrey Tambor. It's
Malenkov.
easier.
That's what I said. You had to-
Malenkov.
Malenkov. There you go, Sandy. Good shot for you. You like a
Love
chandelier?
me some chandeliers. This is in a hall near Covent Garden. I don't know what this
Is it?
is. Yes. So there's some place, it's not like banqueting house or anything, but it's some Freemasons hall near Covent Garden. So who knew?
Ooh. I've been in one for a photo
Yeah.
shoot. And I do, but I can't remember seeing that. There is, I think I know which one you mean. But you're only allowed in certain rooms if you're like a guest.
Yeah. So maybe
Things
that's
like
it.
that.
But it
And
said
it's
most
quite an amazing place. You're like, that's literally huge. And you go in, yeah.
yeah, most of the interior were shot in and around sites in London, essentially. So now we have to talk about the funeral.
Mm. Yeah, this is what they're going to do. Is literally the tiniest room, make sure nobody's here. And I like how they have to have 100, like, nobody, even if when they disagree, then everybody else agrees. They have to, yeah, I agree then.
It has to
Anonymous,
be unanimous.
it's anonymous.
Yep.
They can't have like, you'll be written down as you disagreed. Yeah, it's so yeah, it's who's in charge, who's doing what, and it's Steve Buscemi's character is like, I don't want to take it. Yep, you're doing it. Like that. And everybody's like, yep, yeah, he's been nominated. You're going to do the funeral, and it is
But
quite.
So do you know how Stalin actually rose to that general secretary role that eventually became the head of the Soviet Union? He planned
Planning a
Lenin's
funeral.
funeral.
I was going to say
He
planning a funeral.
planned
That makes
Lenin's
sense.
funeral, and in so doing, he was a prominent figure in front of the people while they were mourning the death of Lenin, and he had a prominence. He was always in the camera. He was always in front when there was coverage of the funeral, and yeah, that really did help him rise to power. So for Khrushchev, and we would find out it is prophetic, he didn't want to do the funeral, but he'd be pretty good at it. So and he was good at it. He did organize a really good funeral.
I can't remember the other roles they have, but it's literally arguing. Yeah, you do it.
Well, but
It's like,
I guess what they're talking about is because people are shuffling around, then Barron has 3 jobs now. He's still the head of the secret police. Now he's the deputy to Malenkov and something. And they're like, well, why should you have all those jobs? Well, I'm doing these 3 jobs. I can do these 3 jobs. So they wanted to split the vote. The call for the vote was, for officially Malenkov to be the general secretary and for Barron to be move into the deputy role. And they said, well, why can't we vote for each of those separately? No, we're voting for it together. So you had to vote for the ticket. You had to vote for both. And they did so unanimously.
yes, just to make sure one of them guards didn't take you out the back. Really, like that.
But they're all lining up against these 2, essentially.
Yeah. That's it. And then whilst I like that, we're gonna he's last ones. What we're gonna
end the executions. We're gonna release the prisoners.
And then they get one,
which is what they all wanted to do.
Yeah.
But they're ticked off that it's Barron who's going to get credit for it because he's the one who put them all in the gulags, and now he's getting credit for releasing them. They all would have wanted to do that, but he's going to get credit for it.
And I like this, like the scene is when they get left, they just leave. And then the guys there just like, what do we do? We just slowly walk away. It's like that. We're against the wall, we just slowly walk away. And that's it. So, and then we just get now to the funeral, It's like that. And now what we find out is Wassam stopped the trains to make sure none of the people can go to Moscow, because it would be uproar and it would be the streets would be in panic. So he stopped all the trains from anywhere into Moscow. So yeah, nobody can do it. So he's taken control of the whole situation. But
Rouged
yeah,
or not rouged? Rouged or not rouged? Rouged or not rouged? That guy's also a bit actor. I think his name is James Aris or something. Aris is his last name. He's been like in Sherlock and some of the different Britcoms. The guy with the curtains. He's been in a number of shows.
that's it. So she's there. Oh, he's actually dead. And that's it. And then we get Jason
We
Isaac.
get
Yeah,
one of the greatest entrances in any film of of historical note, because in reality, and you mentioned earlier, you mentioned how you've got all these men who really can't make a decision for themselves, and they have to worry about the people, and not Zukov. He just won, essentially he's going to take credit for, winning World War II. He can do anything he wants. And that is true in real life. And that is true in this film. And he just, you know, Jason Isaacs, action star. I mean, he just comes in. I think he really owns
yeah.
this. Now, interestingly enough, um, I'll talk about it later about how this film was banned in Russia. Of course it was. But they criticized the portrayal of Zukov more than any other element of this film because they thought he was over the top, which is interesting
I would have thought
for
they'd like that.
a Russian war hero. Like, he's a total badass in this film, as he was in real life, but they didn't like the portrayal
Interesting.
of at the one of their greatest heroes, perhaps their true greatest hero. They have to say now that certain leaders are their greatest hero. Whoever the hero is in, whoever leader is in power today has to be their greatest hero. But in reality, there are a handful you could think of, and Zukov would be right up there. But yeah, they had a total issue. I like the way he's played. I like the way Jason Isaacs plays
And
it.
fun fact, they reduced the medals. They had it correct, and they said it looked so stupid on camera. They had to remove some medals because they were like, "There's too many. It doesn't look plausible." But yeah, they did it. Yeah, so apparently, yeah, it's they reduced it quite considerably because it's
I just like Jason Isaacs as an actor. I think he's
I
great.
do too.
yeah. Oh, here
I also think they knew, the others knew.
Yeah, this was good too.
He's the one man they actually can't control. They cannot get him under control.
Well, he has the army, so
he's got
they
the
need
entirety of the Red Army, and they love him. So yeah, we've got the severe cheekbones or not severe cheekbones.
Burn that one.
Burn it. Yeah,
that one.
That little line killed me.
Funny thing is, I thought that one looked better. I think the other one looks very aloof. He looks very aloof in the other one.
But yeah, Jason Isaac, I think when he comes in, he does how he does it. The character he does steal the scenes.
Big on-screen presence.
Yeah, and again, it's just all plotting, and then we get and then we start getting the plebs coming in, and they're like, they just came in on their own accord, and they didn't get threatened, didn't pay them off. So,
no,
they
it
came in
that way.
Yeah, so. It's
They're like their little red armbands instead of black armbands. Lovely. I'm sure I didn't look that up. I'm sure that's historically.
I'm guessing that is definitely a thing.
I'm sure it is. Then we've got this big, huge. Did this really happen? Were there floral arrangements that were just too big and
100%.
bulky to get into the venue? Absolutely. Many of them had to be left outside because they couldn't even get in the venue. Everybody was trying to outdo each other, trying to show their loyalty to a higher and higher degree. This is, remember I said like this film made me laugh out loud. This is the part that made me laugh out loud the first time I watched
Oh,
this film.
it's good.
When he like like just kind of, we can make it seem like it's part of the program, and he just like these little baby steps to get in front of it. It's like, what the f are you doing? And he takes his little baby steps back. I love it. I thought that was so funny. But they're all sniping at each other, and can you tell him that,
It's under the breath, isn't it? It's like,
yeah, you tell him that I'm not, tell him that I didn't stop the trains. Did you stop the trains? Who stopped the trains? Well, we're going to start the trains again. And no, I didn't. That's not what I said. And yeah.
This
So
is
then
the only
we've
time we get like a foreign entity. This has got to be the Chinese, isn't
got
it?
to be the Chinese,
yeah,
and
and then
his struggle. That was funny too. How many times did he
Yeah,
have to practice that, or that just
Yeah.
accidentally
Just-
happened, where his gum spat back in his
Such a funny little idea too
His
to have
hair.
part of it. That got me a good laugh.
Oh
But
my
then Isaac's character, get out! He just smacks him one. He's like that.
He
Yeah, I
just
don't care.
takes care of it. He just like, you got me
Yeah.
here to take care of things. Let me just take care of this. We don't have time. Boom.
So,
But
yeah, we
whilst,
get-
and it's I like how the film, now this may not have been as easy to spot, but I like how the film has the NKVD with the blue caps, so you can distinguish them from the army in their uniforms.
But like this is where now they're starting to. We need a fall guy, aren't they? They're so like that after because of he stopped the trains. He's now they're like, you shouldn't have done that. They're starting to like see the vulnerability. If they all gang up against one person, they might all get out of this all okay. But they need the one fall guy, and this is the fall guy is going to be the one who kind of controls, them going against the wall, I suppose, like that.
But they all have to make sure
Yeah.
that they're not being backstabbed by somebody else. Like even if they think they're all against this guy, they also have to make sure, because loyalties can shift so quickly. And so Khrushchev orders the trains, and enforced by Zhukov's army, the little guys in the blue caps. What are they going to do? Stand up to the army? So the trains are running again. The people are coming in. Now, in reality, it was not the NKVD or the Russian army that fired into the crowd, killing 1,500. They were crushed to death. It was a crush. It was and I always hate those stories. I know there have been some stories at like football matches and concerts where people have actually just been crushed because the crowd behind you keeps pushing forward. And I will tell you, the Covent Garden Underground station is like I will never ever go to that station again, because there are signs that say, just be patient, but you are being crushed into two little elevators, and sometimes you have to wait a long time. But that's what happened to 1,500 people who were heading toward to see Lenin lying in state, and the gates were, you could only get so many people through the gates, right? It's a funnel, and the people at the back were just pushing and pushing and crushing, and that many people died of being crushed.
Not good. I can't remember this scene. Well, I can't remember what we were talking about.
This is him realizing she wrote the note.
Barron still has the
yes,
note,
yes.
and he's shared that it's a copy that he has, meaning he still has the original as well. And she still doesn't care.
Doesn't
They
give a doesn't
killed her
doesn't give a
family.
crap.
She does not care. So Barron still has something over them. So they need to.
Because he's done by association, isn't he? Because that
because
is it.
she
Because
taught
what
his niece piano lessons.
Niece, that is it. Yeah, it was something vague. I can't remember what it was. Yeah, it was like you once taught my niece. So but they're going on. But I do like this scene. When he takes the piss, like, what are we going to do? And he's like, I'm going to have to report this now. And he's like, I got you. He's like, no, I'm with you. Don't worry about
Look at your face. That's
Yeah.
so good. But he says, look, I won't say the word, but I took Germany. I can take a flesh. What did he say? A flesh blob in a waistcoat. It's like, what are you worried about? We can do this thing. So
That's
now
it.
they're plotting.
Mm.
So they've got everyone. Steve Buscemi has everybody behind him, and they're going to plot to take out Baron. Now, in reality, this happened, but over the course of months, this film makes it seem like it was weeks, days. I'm sorry, that it was
Days,
like
yeah.
2 days, but this took place over the course of months.
But yeah, it's now he's trying to affirm himself. I don't get this. He had to get like a different girl, didn't he? Like little young girl every time.
There's
like to go on the stage, like to do the
for
wave at the
him,
balcony.
For Malenkov, he's trying to compare himself to Lenin, not Stalin. And there's this picture of Lenin with a little girl. So he was trying to find a little girl. He was trying to find the exact girl. Now, this is funny. Like, while they do bring the exact girl, that girl would have been 40-ish in real life. So it wouldn't have been a little girl, right? But he's trying to find a girl that looks like the girl because he wants that iconic photo. Baron wants little girls for other reasons that I'm not going to go into.
Yes. Well, I think they kind of say it in this scene, don't they? When they start pointing the finger, he's like, "I've got papers on all of you," and he's like, starts to he kind of loses a little bit of control, and then it's. What is it? It was no. He said you lot. No, it meant you as well. No, you were over there. You.
Yeah, no, I was standing over
here.
there. He meant
here.
you lot.
Yeah, it was you. Yeah, but and I like
And
that.
they can't even
That's the
see her.
picture.
All you see is the top of her head
Yeah.
and a little hand come up,
Yeah.
so you can't even see her.
Yeah. But now the plot it is get the dog. All of that we have to hide it from just in case there's a microphone and somebody can actually have good hearing. Get the dog, get the dog, and he makes it bark, and we're all having the next stage of what they're plotting. It's all to do, but this is where we kind of get the blood relatives are kind of they're screwed. They're going to be he's kind of be off. And then he's she's gonna go later on down the line to kicked out. And you're gonna go to Switzerland.
They don't need her.
But now it's again it's just like this bit. It's just like awkward. It's just like
Can they see me? What order are we in? Where are we? You know, who's going where?
It's like I want to be here. I want to be there. But they just it's so silly. It's just
nice hats. Do you like the hats?
Yes. It's so only in Russia, isn't it? Like that. But we had the speech.
Yeah, you couldn't do that here. You definitely couldn't wear. And the one like Vasily is wearing. Oh my God!
But now, again, it's all the final. The plot is over. We're getting there. Everybody's now in kind of If somebody's going to go, it's going to be
coming
one
into the
to
event.
Go.
The NKVD inspected all the military officers and asked them to leave their weapons, but they weren't going to do that to Zhukov. So that's how Zhukov got in with the weapons, is because they took the weapons from everyone else, but there's like no way they're going to ask him to open his coat. So he gets in with several weapons. He's waiting for the opportunity to set up the little panic button in the room that they have here, and they're hiding out waiting for the signal when it's all clear to come in and take Baron. They've got the signal. They got him.
I like how he's just like, there you go, done. Like when he actually does get like that, it's just like when he goes for a little run, it's just like, we got him. After a little bit of commotion, they finally do it. It's just like, and then they start kind of
not much resistance from his NKVD, whatever. They weren't very loyal to him.
The next boss. But it's just like, they're taking him out and they just get bored. It's kind of like, oh, just shoot him here. we're just done. But it is funny, but it's a tragedy. But then you kind of knows.
But he doesn't want to sign the death order. Malenkov doesn't want to sign the execution order. And then Buscemi's Khrushchev is like, you have to sign it. You have to sign it. You have to sign it. And he finally did.
Be unanimous.
Yep.
And when he signs it, boom, done. That's it. Gone. Yeah, that's it. And yeah, did this happen? Did they burn his body?
So, firstly, he was convicted in a mini trial, probably sort of
Okay.
like this, and then he was in jail for about 4 months, and then he was executed.
Okay.
So no, he wasn't
No.
executed by Zukov, and that part did not happen. But he was executed and cremated, and that's what they were displaying here in a
Yeah.
shortened timeline.
Yeah, you're off. See ya. Like that, we got rid of him. You don't. And this is really like we don't need you, like
Don't
that.
need
But
you.
we're not going to be. Yeah.
It's not a dynasty.
And we don't want you in the country just in case the
Yep.
name of Stalin has any weight.
Do you know what Stalin
yeah.
means?
No, actually, no.
Do you know he
It's
made
a
up that
bird.
name? That's not his name.
Oh, is it? Okay, got him.
So Stalin
What is
means
it?
man of steel. It
Huh, no
actually
kidding.
means man of steel.
There we go.
No kidding.
And I didn't look up to see if there was any cross referencing with Superman or anything like
Yeah,
that.
I was just going to say that's also what
But-
Superman means, essentially. I did not
Yeah.
know that. That's interesting.
He changed his name many times, because again, he's one of these revolutionaries for the people. His real name is Vissarionovich. Vissarionovich. He changed the name to Stalin, a derivation of the word Stahl, which means steel. Stalin, man of steel.
There you go.
Strange.
No kidding.
Kind of cool, though,
But
if you actually
true.
think about it.
Strange,
Even
but
not,
again,
kinda
when
cool.
you put yourself in the realm of just bizarre time period, or like people and governments and regimes and things like that, does kind of check out. I mean, it makes sense when you look at these types of leaders like that throughout history. They are very egotistical and egomaniacal.
There you go.
So Daryl has
my
a
God.
different name. He changed his name multiple times.
But yeah,
His birth name was Vissarionovich. It was Dugzali Vissarionovich. And Dugzali is Joseph, somehow anglicized. I guess it's kind of close to, I know a tiny bit of Polish. So like Jaji is dad. I know that. So Jaja, who knows? But wow. Russian is tough. It's tough.
Yeah. But now we get kind of figures as
After his
what
execution,
the
the central
aftermath of like that.
Yep.
So yeah, and then yeah.
And then
all the
Khrushchev
party
made his
members.
move. And again, due to his prominence during Stalin's funeral, helped him to rise up. But just behind him is Leonid Brezhnev.
The next is
The
literally
next one
is
in a
next in
long
line. Who's the next in line? The
series.
next in line.
Was it Brezhnev, Yeltsin? I remember Yeltsin. And then Gorbachev. There was one in between. Yeltsin. Remember who was the guy like for 10 days?
Oh, I don't know. I
Russian.
just remember Gorbachev.
20th century.
He was only because of his birthmark. I would remember him. And because of the
Leaders.
wall.
I only know of Lenin and Stalin. I don't know much about Russian political history at all.
So it was Malenkov, Khrushchev, Brezhnev, Andropov, Yuri Andropov. He was the guy who only lasted 1 year.
And he dropped off.
And then Chernenko.
Yeah,
1
most
year.
likely.
Yep. Andropov, Chernenko, and then Gorbachev. Well, where did Boris Yeltsin fall in? Maybe after Gorbachev?
I
Oh,
can't
because it
remember.
wasn't the Soviet Union anymore. That's why.
Yeah.
So Yeltsin would have been probably the first leader of back to Russia again, right? I guess.
I'm believing you're correct.
Me as well. I have no clue.
I believe you. That's it. Until he's
I was born when the Berlin Wall fell. I do remember watching in school.
I was there. Well, I
watched
wasn't there.
in
I
school,
wasn't there.
in
But
school.
yes. Oh, sorry, it's going back in it. But that, it ends on that note of the everybody's after you. Like that's really what it is.
Yeah.
Everybody watch your back because the people you think are trustworthy, they're looking at you. They literally are looking at you. So yeah. Yes. But Sandy, You got some numbers now, so you're going to be
Let's
quite hard then. It's going to be, I'm guessing, a flop in America, at least.
Well, it was a limited release, so but we'll go to the notes first. I think we've hit on all of these. This is a 2017 film based on the 2012 graphic novel by French writer Fabienne Nury. And I have it. I bought it so I could read it. It's actually quite really good art, and it follows the exact story. It's the exact story. We mentioned how many of these amazing actors and actresses are in this film, and it was filmed primarily in the UK, but some of the exterior shots were done in the UK and in Russia. So, um, a little bit of local um, local filming there. Let me go to my numbers. And yeah, this was not a wide release in the United States. It was made for a budget of about $13 million dollars back in 2017. So that's 17.9 million today. It made 24.6 million or 33.4 million in mostly the UK. The United States box office only accounted for about 5 million of the total takings there. The film was recognized with two BAFTA nominations, one for Best British Film and one for Best Director. It didn't win, um, but got those nominations. The film was banned in Russia as an extremist, insulting film, damaging to the memory of war heroes and hurtful to the Russian people. And
Interesting take.
interesting. So not because
Bit,
they
bit
thought it
ironic.
was not because they thought it was a lie, but it was an insult. And over and over again, it was that, you know, our great Field Marshal Zhukov was portrayed comically. He was portrayed as a badass.
I didn't think I would have thought they liked the portrayal of him in that. To be honest, I
I
didn't think he was
know.
portrayed as a comedic relief or a joke at
Russian
all.
humor. I don't know. Russian humor. I can say that I'm Russian. It's okay. It's all okay. No, I disagree when people say that. I'm okay with that because I'm whatever. No, that's not okay. But just for me, just a delightful find, and I hope you two enjoyed it as well. Who should go first?
Sandy, your pick. Go
Why
first.
don't
It's
I
your,
go
Mhm.
first?
yeah, go.
So I already shared why, I was interested in the film. I just kind of heard, oh, it's Jason Isaac's next film. Let me check this out. I we've talked about the characterization of these real to life characters. We've talked about how true to the actual history this film really is, and the subtlety in that line between you know crossing over into silliness in farce, going too far that strays too far from the truth. You didn't have that problem in this film because the truth was the funny bits. The
Mhm.
truth was the absolute absurdity of this struggle for power during, for me, a really interesting time in world history that I haven't learned enough about, probably because it's too close to today. And I generally like to look a little farther back in history. I thought the performances were absolutely fantastic. I don't care about the accents. I like the director's choice there for the accents. I found the overall sort of bleak filter, that grayish filter on the film, except when you get that pop of red. And so every other color is muted except red, and that certainly is part of the story. The theme of Russian flag, Russian patriotism, the Red Army. I think that fits, and I like the way it was shot. If I had one little itty bitty bitty criticism, it was a few of the conversations between characters, because there are so many central committee members, you kind of get lost, and you even said it,
Mhm.
James, at one point, like, oh, I don't know which one it was, this guy or this guy. Um, because there were so many members of the committee you're trying to track, I kind of lost a few pieces of the plot, but that really wasn't
Mhm.
detrimental to my score or my enjoyment of the film. I gave the film, I'm going to give two scores here. I give the film a 7.75. I think it's exceptionally done. And I think it just hits the mark. It is a model for a satire. I'm also going to give this film a grade for historic accuracy. And in this case, dealing with comedy, you think you're going to be far off on historic accuracy. I'm giving this film an A for historic accuracy because even those parts where it wasn't completely true, it still kept to the tone and the theme of what was happening. It is very important when you're telling this story that you don't omit the camps, the horrible treatment of people, the horrible behavior of Baron toward children. That's all true, and it would do a disservice to the history to gloss over that to keep a super funny tone for the film. This film, I think, handles violence and tragedy extremely well, and I highly recommend it. Jay,
Well
over to
said.
you.
I mean, I'm glad you went straight to me because I really agree with just about everything you said there. I think this is, like I said, this is one that's been on my list to watch for a while. So I'm glad I finally got the chance to watch it. And I really, really enjoyed it. I like this type of humor in terms of this kind of a bit dry, clever, witty style of humor and delivery. I think it really tasks the actors with hitting comedic timing and comedic notes really well in an incredibly subtle way. So I always think it's super talented when actors can pull that off. And I think the cast did a phenomenal job at that. I think in terms of satire, this is like just a really, really, good to great example of satire, specifically political and historical satire. But just in general, I think they do it really well. For a lot of what you mentioned, I think balancing the grim nature of some of the people and the awful things they've done in terms of the characters of this movie, because they're not characters, they're based off real people. So balancing the grim and gruesome nature of some of the things they did with a dark satirical comedy is a really hard thing to take on. And I think they, like you said, I think they did justice to it in the sense of, not glossing over all the bad just to make it a light comedy, really just kind of putting it all out there as this was the awful stuff that took place. But, here's kind of a comedic satire way of telling it. It's an interesting balance. It's a hard one, I think, to pull off. And I think they did it well. Acting wise, I think everybody's, phenomenal in it. Jeffrey Tambor, Steve Buscemi, everybody, I mean, across the board, they're really, really solid, even if it's smaller parts. Like Jason Isaacs' part isn't very big in this, but he's very good in it. I mean, at least I thought, I guess, don't ask Russia that because they didn't like it apparently, but I thought he was pretty good in it. So yeah, this was one that I had a feeling I was going to like it because when I first saw the trailer years ago, I think it was when it made like a small run on Netflix is when I first saw it and watched the trailer. Yeah. Did. I think that's when I first heard it. And that probably was like maybe 2018 or 2019. So it was shortly after the film had come out. This was like nearly 10 years ago that I was like, oh, I want to watch this. So it's been sitting on my list for a while. And I remember seeing the trailer then and thinking, oh, this is something I want to watch. I want to check it out. And just never got around to it because you guys know how the long list of movies and games and books and things you want to do, just tends to pile up and is hard to get through. So I'm really glad you picked this. I'm glad you put it on the list. This was a really interesting watch. And in terms of the funny side of it, I think it hits all the funny. I thought it was a very cleverly done and very subtly, comedic movie. So I recommend it. I give it an incredibly strong 7. I actually am going to personally recommend it to a few of my friends that I know in real life because I know they'll like it. So this was a great one. This is a good one to watch on the list.
Awesome. I'm glad to hear that. James, what do you think?
This is the fun of film club. When two people like a movie and one person doesn't. No, yes. This is a strange one because this was also girlfriend Jay's first time watching it, and I had watched it and I couldn't remember it. I must say I must have wiped it from my memory because when it first came out, it did get a lot of BAFTA praise. It got a lot of British people go and watch it, like from the critics going onto it. Mm-hmm. This is. Now, I'm going to think because I love satire. I do like it. But I'm very much of the Monty Python era satire. And I probably got drawn to this because of Michael Palin, to be honest. First of all, I think it doesn't hit the notes. There is, I'm sorry, I'm going to be a bit brutal. There is a very big distinguishing of of American humor, what is like this, and British humor, especially when you come like even now when you get the two offices, like that the TV program, The Office, The Office. They're two different. They're the same but different. But this, I just don't find it funny at any point. I found it kind of like very drawn out and kind of hard to watch, a bit boring at points. There was points where I thought they're going to up the humor to make it more of that satire, dark humor. Like Jason Isaac, when he comes in, he steals. I think he steals the whole movie when he's little scenes. I think he's the most the interesting character. I really wish they pushed him a little bit harder and made him like Lord Flashheart. Sandy probably know
So you wanted it really kind of borderline on the
absurdist, like
the
really in your face,
side.
like that. They needed that kind of. Because you're taking the piss out of the Soviet Union at the time. You needed that kind of, even with the son, make him a drunk, make him proper over the top, a bit eccentric. Just have that comedy element onto it. I think the lack as well of any real female character, they introduce ones that you think they're going to play out and then they just disappear, and then they have like a little bit of bits now and again, like when Michael Palin's wife comes back. They should have made her a bit mad. She's been in prison for like 10 years, and they should have had that. I think, Michael Palin's character, love the guy, is missing. Paul Whitehouse, I hate his accent only because I know what he can do, and like his comedy elements into it. You're like, oh, what are you doing? You're being a bit weird. I don't like it. So there's that. For satire, I just didn't like it. I do like the story. But I think what they missed out on is that they just need to go that more for a little bit more comedy and make it silly and a bit more dark humor for that. There was certain times when the story was interesting because it got into the drama element. It was more interesting about, this actually probably did happen. What is... It kind of, they balanced it too well of drama to comedy, and they didn't. Like, there are certain scenes where I was like, you don't know which way you're going at the moment. You're being dark because that was real life, but then you've missed the comedy element of it. It was it lacks a little bit for me, unfortunately. I didn't laugh once, and I realized then when I was watching it, when I started watching it again, I was like, oh yeah, I remember this now, and I was going, and then like, oh yeah, and then it just didn't invigorate anything to me. So for my score, I'm going to give it quite a 4, unfortunately. And
interesting.
I wouldn't
That
recommend
is
it.
really
yeah,
low.
I know it is. I would try. Now, I wasn't worse. Jade would give it a 3, so that's nearly hitting Twilight marks.
Interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. She was like, it's boring. I don't get it. That's it. So I'm guessing I would love to hear from Brits cross to American if it's like some weird kind of humor.
Was this who was the director and where was he from again? Because this wasn't an American movie, right?
No, he does like Alan Partridge. He does all those goofball.
Is he French? Is it?
No, he's British.
Oh, British. Oh, so it's British.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So but it's French written, American production, British made,
director.
I suppose, like that. Yeah, it's very bizarre. But that's it. Like, and it's probably hard for me because I know a lot of the actors. And then you not to give that push to really develop them. Like, I would love this because I love Steve Buscemi. I think he's great. I think acting, like what they do in the acting, you can't really not fault them. They're doing what they're doing. It's quite good. I think he's good in it. I would, if they concentrated on one person and then you just followed that one person and all the characters interacted around that, it might have been not so all over the place. Because when they introduce it, you're like, that's it. I'm gonna ramble. I just didn't like it. I'm sorry.
Let me ask you.
It's one of those ones I was like, ooh, that's kind of my jam. And then when I watched it, I was like, no. And then I rewatched it. Yeah, and then
interesting.
I realized why I didn't like it.
Let me ask you a calibration question. Here are the other films that you rated a 4 or below. You rated 4 Weddings and a Funeral a 4. Is this one better or worse than 4 Weddings and a Funeral?
Worse.
Really? Isn't that also a British movie? I'm starting to think you might not like
Yes.
British movies.
British movie made for Americans.
You also rated, so we all rated this one low, but you also rated Nightmare Alley a 4. Now this has to be better than Nightmare
Yeah,
Alley.
better. Yeah,
Yeah.
better.
Okay, so
Okay.
better
Yeah,
than
yeah,
Nightmare
yeah.
Alley.
All
Okay,
right,
so we're in a
interesting.
range there. And then
Two different types of
okay,
but you have
Superman-
gone through 4 or 3 different types of movies. What was the other one then?
yeah. Superman 2025, we all gave that a bad rating.
Yeah.
You gave that a 4. I think I gave it a 5.
I think
but then
even
I gave it
go
like a
back
six
down to
at
a 4.
best.
I would
Yeah.
probably go down on that. And I think that's the one we said if we revisited, I would still go down because I've watched
I do
clips and I'm
too.
like,
I
it
haven't
gets
gone back to
stupid.
rewatch it. To be
I've not
honest with
watched
you.
the entirety, but I've you know when you walk into I walked into my
Yeah,
room
it's
probably,
kind of
and
odd.
it's on. You're like, oh yeah, that is awful. It was
I-
more stupid than I remember.
I liked it the most of all of us. I think I ended on like a 6.
You had a 6.
and I haven't gone back to rewatch it. I don't really have interest in going back to rewatch
Yeah.
it.
I've not
Honestly,
gone full. I've not done a full rewatch it. So yeah, I've gone. Turn it over. It just.
I'd rather watch something new or
think
even
we
something
all-
old that I like better.
I think we all liked David Cornsweat's performance, and I think
Yeah, that was. I think
for
he was
me,
the
I
highlight
think that
of
helped it move mine from like a 4.5 to a 5, and I think you said that as well. That like, there was something good in it.
Mm.
It was
Mhm.
hard to find, and yeah.
Well,
Um,
Supergirl's around the corner. In case you guys
Don't
want to
even.
watch that one.
No,
Oh,
we're not.
Is
I
that even
disagree.
gonna go anywhere?
We are
Yeah,
not.
I
going
don't
to
even
see
know
that
if
one.
I'm gonna go just for the review's sake. I just don't have the time lately, and I don't know if I'm gonna try to carve it out just for that.
Nah, but I would say I didn't even do Mandalorian and Grogu, and I should.
No.
I was like, you know
There
what? And
was
it got to the point.
no-
And it got really busy. We got out a really busy week. We planned to go, and then I was like, look, the cinema's empty still. And I was like, and I went, are you bothered? And I went, because at this point I'm not. And it got to that, and that's bad because I love going to cinema, but I just was like. I don't want to. I just don't want to. I was like,
Life's just
"Sorry,
too
Bob."
busy
Life's
to
too
carve it
short
out for bad movies.
Yes.
Mhm.
Amen. Now
Yeah.
here's something I will be seeing. I think I will. I still do want to see Pressure with Brendan Fraser, and since my husband offered, maybe we'll go tomorrow. But I forgot about this one the last time we talked about upcoming films. But there's a film called Young Washington being.
Yes, I saw a trailer for that. I think before
Yeah.
Project Hail Mary, actually.
Yeah, and it's coming out the week of our great big 4th of July here, and
Oh, that's not going to be historical accurately, then, is it?
oh well, none of it's going to be historical.
No,
We'll have to see. We'll have to see. But so the person playing George Washington, I've not heard of. His name is William Franklin Miller.
Is it actually
But
called
it
Young
has-
Washington?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's. I thought the title was kind of silly, to be honest. It made me
Yeah,
think of
but Andy
that Young
Serkis is in
Sheldon
it.
show. But
Andy
Yeah.
Serkis, Kelsey Grammer, who I actually, there are some actors who just embody someone. I think Kelsey Grammer played Ben Franklin in something, and he was fantastic. And I was like, he is Ben Franklin. Ben Kingsley, excuse me, Sir
Sir.
Ben Kingsley has a role in it. So yeah, so there's just, there's another nice, group of who knows? I don't know.
I did think the
He
trailer
led the
looked
nation,
interesting.
George Washington was a young soldier thrown into a global conflict. With alliances crumbling and a war closing in, he must choose who to trust and confront the leaders he is becoming. So
The trailer doesn't look bad. I thought the trailer looked interesting. Oh,
Yeah.
in terms of that, I don't know. You'd have to ask
Probably
Sandy.
put-
My
portraying
history's
him
not
about
great.
20 years younger than he actually was during the events that they're depicting. But yeah, we'll have to see.
I would have just called it George or just Washington. Young Washington's just.
Younger
It just sounds like a
Young
silly
Indiana
name.
Or
Like,
name after the
yeah,
battle they're going to portray.
like Baby Looney Tunes. It sounds like whenever they take something and they just like make a younger version of it. It never Young Sheldon. All those just. It's just got a silly name, and it sounds like it would be like a
Baby
show.
The Chronicles of Young Indiana Jones.
Yeah, Young Indiana Jones, or like whenever they do silly things like that, like younger versions of characters, or in this case, historical figures.
Is it made? Is it got a cinema release or is it to TV?
Yeah,
That one.
no, it'll be a cinema release.
I think The
I've
Rock
not
didn't.
seen
The Rock
anything.
do a show called like Young Rock or something. I swear The
Oh,
Rock had a
yeah.
Oh
TV
my
show
gosh, I think so.
called like
See
Young
that.
Rock or something like that. Like it's just to me, it's got such ties to such like
That's the
silly
movie I
TV
wanna
shows.
watch.
Yeah, right.
Oh no! But
Well, didn't
was
they
it,
have
okay, I lied.
Zombies.
Wasn't it Chris
Lincoln
Rock?
the Vampire Hunter?
It was young Chris Rock.
Vampire.
There was
Oh,
a
is that what it was?
there was
Oh,
a Chris
there
Rock.
was Everybody Hates Chris. There was
Everybody
that
Hates
show.
Chris.
Yeah, okay.
But I swear The Rock had a show too about
Oh,
his
yeah,
like
he does,
coming
he
up
does,
as a
100%, yeah.
WWE star. And I thought it was called Young Rock, but maybe it's called something else. Regardless, the whole like young
Dwayne.
or yeah, like that. It just reminds me of just a bunch of bad shows. The name just sounds stupid. But the trailer looks solid.
They're like, what should we call it? There we go.
Like, you couldn't come up with something other than Young Washington. Like just straight up Washington would have been fine. Would have been better than
But
that.
they need
at
to get
least.
Washington into it. That's the thing. Is like because people are dumb. So that's the thing. Is that's
People
what
are
they did.
dumb.
They were like, oh, we can't have Washington because everybody think it's going to be the older Washington. You can have to like
Yeah.
that. Ugh. It's just It's
Well,
a bit
and then
odd.
there's the Odyssey, and I'm not going to ask for a commitment on that, but
I will go,
will you?
and just more and more. It's going to be
It
yeah,
looks
it's gonna be something in it.
horrendous.
but literally it's nearly what now. What is it? Is 2 hours 57 minutes? I think they said
Jeez, maybe
my
I won't
God.
go. Oh my God.
something
That's
like that. And I'm like,
brutal.
oh, if it's bad, then
Oh God, if it's bad, that's going to be brutal.
yeah. And this, I say, this is one that should be a trilogy of 9 hours. So at least it's long. But
Make it a mini
I've got no
series
hope
or
in
something. It's
yeah,
I'm not.
That's a long.
I've lost any bit of optimism I've had for that film, unfortunately.
No, yeah.
I will tell
Everything
you-
that comes out is just like, oh, yeah.
It just looks awful. But there is a new film that hit my list of movies coming soon that I'm really interested in because I love history and I love to read biographies. I love true stories. And in my work, I tend to gravitate sometimes toward business, biographies of business people. And one of the best biographies out there about, well, the best people to read about is Milton Hershey, the guy who, created the Hershey Company, because his life story is pretty amazing. And he gave everything to his employees, including we have a theme park here called Hershey Park.
Mhm.
And that was a theme park for the employees to have a place to take their kids. He founded an orphanage, a school, a university. All he did his entire life was give, give, give. So a couple days ago when I was looking like, oh, what's coming soon? There is a biopic being released the weekend of Thanksgiving, and
Is it called Bad Chocolate?
It's called Hershey.
Young chocolate.
No, it's called Hershey.
Young Hershey.
And it just
Young
looks
Bar.
like it's right up my alley. It's a family friendly, rated PG, and it's just about. By the way, he and Wrigley of Wrigley Field and Wrigley's Chewing Gum, they had this really big rivalry, and they both wanted to sell. Guess what? Caramel, not gum or chocolate. They were both trying to figure out caramel. And they both tried and failed a million times and created this amazing rivalry until Wrigley went to gum and Hershey went to chocolate, and all is well. But they both have stories of, failing over and over and over again and never giving up. I love it. I love it. So Thanksgiving weekend, there is a film called Hershey
I actually had not heard of that one. I gotta check out the trailer.
based on
Not heard of it, no.
Milton Hershey. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that because there's not much else I'm looking forward to at all.
But that is a good segue, Sandy, because you said family-friendly, nice movies. And what did the Will come out with? Now, Jay's definitely not watched this because it's so British.
So
What is it,
British.
Sandy?
I actually forget what it was.
It's Waking Ned Divine.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
And it is such a family friendly, really, it's all about community. It's all about coming together. There's some romance in there. There's some just good comedy.
I don't even know how you came across this because it's such a British Isles movie.
I told
It's
you,
literally how you came across it.
I love all things British, and I, watch a lot of British television shows. And when at some point, some time, I came across this on, HBO or something, but it was many years ago. It was many years ago. Or maybe it was even Turner Classic Movies. And then I actually bought the DVD because I loved it so much. So I have a DVD
There
of
you go.
Waking Ned Divine. It's so sweet. Absolutely
And
sweet.
a good old just nice British movie where it's just like it's nice. It's a nice movie.
It's happy.
It's a nice movie.
It's a happy
but
film.
Here we go. Waking Ned Devine.
In 63 countries around the world, dozens of lottery machines spin hundreds of lottery balls. It takes seconds for the losers to realize they've lost. But for the winners, it is an event which will undoubtedly change their lives forever.
Has the news reached anymore?
Nobody knows but the winner.
Ned Devine.
Is there a greater twist of fate, winning, and the next minute die from the shock of it?
Hello, National Lotto.
Now, I wanted to talk to someone about a claim that I've been making. If the Lotto man comes to the village, you say that Ned Devine is alive and well. And you point your finger to Michael O'Sullivan. Ned wants us to share the winnings.
Do you think you can outsmart the man from the city?
Would you happen to know a Ned Devine?
I do. Well, I can take you to Ned Devine's house if you want. All right, turn coming up here. Will you drive a little slower, mister?
Are you having trouble with the directions?
I am. You're going too fast, yes. Yes? Michael's in with a man from the Lotto.
He's never told a lie in his life.
Well, he's making up for it now, so?
Big win, is it?
6 million.
Yoo-hoo!
894,620 pounds. How does that make you feel?
Fox Searchlight Pictures presents
I'll just have to come back to the village and make some inquiries. I'd like to make sure that you are Ned Devine.
a comedy that will make you feel like a winner.
To Ned Devine.
To Ned.
Waking Ned Devine. This fall, odds are you'll get lucky.
There you go. So we had a vodka movie, now we got a Guinness movie, Sandy. you pick your drinks to the movies quite well. That's it. But yeah, that's a
two
sweet
Sandy
movie.
picks in a row. It's been a while since we've had a Sandy streak.
That's it, yeah. Who do you fit? Now, I said, because we can't do, well, it's this, next week, yes, next week, yes, next week, no, because of some colonials got their wrong idea and then broke against
The greatest holiday of
ungrateful.
all time for the
We were
greatest
very
country of all
ungrateful
time.
colonials. Yep.
Yeah, bloody You'll come back one day. You'll be like, ugh.
We'll be back. Yeah, there's a song
But
about that.
I'm trying to think. We worked at Lincoln's on there. The Madness of King George.
Mm-hmm.
Patriot is not on there, so we're not going to have that.
Hell
If somebody
no.
picks that, geez.
Well,
what
unless
else
I
have we
don't
got?
know, it could come up like if someone picked it as their worst film, but
Well,
you already
don't,
picked
please
yours,
don't.
and I know what mine is. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
that's
don't
just
love that movie, but I don't think it would make my worst.
Yeah. So,
I think I say it all the time. I really think I would go with Everything Everywhere All at Once. It's the most recent in my mind of movies that I just did not get and did not like whatsoever.
but I think we're gonna have to hope. I'm trying to think what else. American movies. Last of the Mohicans, but it's before, but it is kind of the beginning of that. We could go with, but it's not based. It is the Masters and
Master and
Commanders,
Commander.
but
Yeah.
it's wrong in that because we're against the French. In the book, it was against the Americans.
It's a good movie, though.
It's a good movie.
What else is
Mhm.
What else has we got on there? That is a very glory. Of course, we got Civil War, but have we got anything that era? I don't except for.
No, it's
the
not
establishment.
very.
I
It's
can
not
think of.
depicted in film.
Should we just
really.
watch Young Washington?
Yeah, we could.
No.
Yeah, I can't think of a ton of
There's no
movies
yeah.
based on that era that are like of quality that we that are really enjoyable. I remember some they used to show us in school that were like bad acting. It was like
There's a
not
couple
even
of
B
TV
movies, like
series,
D
but-
movies.
Yeah, the rest of them is not very.
One would
I'm trying to
argue
think.
we've already watched like A League of Their Own, it's kind of America's, game. We've watched The Godfather, which is the American dream to some extent, so we've, kind of hit on those kinds of things, but there's not a film
Could
of
just watch
that era.
Independence Day. It has
Watch
nothing
it.
to do
Oh
with
my God,
that at
we
all,
could.
but it's got
Wow,
the right
is that-
name.
Is it on there? It's got to be outside. You would
I don't
put it on
know.
there, wouldn't you?
It
You
might
know
be.
what? I might not
think
have,
so.
but I would. Like, it should be on there
That'd
because
be
I
funny.
love
If
that film.
Independence Day comes up, that'd be actually
I think
quite.
it is. It's
funny.
on. It's on there. I put it on there. Oh yeah.
It's going to be the King's Speech or something. Is going to come up then, isn't it? I think that might be on there. Something like it's going to be
Something
British or
very
something like that.
British.
Or a good old Western. You never know.
old
You never know.
Western
But
would
we're
do it.
no, but we actually goes. It has to be a martial arts because that's the only one we haven't had yet. So that is the only genre, isn't it? So we might get something Chinese or something.
We might get Crouching Tiger,
Or
Hidden Dragon.
from Hong Kong. But anyway, let's go. Let's find out what is the week before the week that happens where you two get very, very drunk and start doing fireworks everywhere and shooting.
My neighbor
pistols
does
into
them. I don't
sky.
have to do a thing. He does a massive fireworks deal right
Where's
next
that
door to
bullet
me.
gonna go? Who
I mean, you
cares?
could look anywhere in the sky that weekend and you'll see them
Oh,
coming
yeah.
from somewhere.
That's gonna because that's gonna be weird though, isn't it? Sorry, because the FIFA World Cup.
Yep.
It's in the middle of that, isn't it? Because that ends on
Extra
the 17th
celebration.
or 19th
Yeah, when does
of
that
July.
end?
So
they'll
you're
be
gonna-
here.
yeah,
People
so
will
you-
be here for it. Mhm.
Yeah, so you're gonna get a lot of introducing some foreigners. To,
Well, that's
like, the
actually
madness of that.
works out
Quite
really
good.
cool.
But do you
to
have
give them a
actually
chance to see
anywhere
it.
in Washington? They're not playing because I'm guessing that's where.
No, it's not a venue. Philadelphia, though. Philadelphia is really important, as is Boston to the Revolution. So,
Mhm.
Can't
Washington
full
wasn't
tea.
Washington
Yeah.
during the Revolution. So Washington doesn't have revolutionary history. Washington's history starts with the War of 1812. It was incorporated in 1790.
And we're
so-
burning down again. All right.
I know.
Don't get taught that in
Well-
schools, do you?
No, they don't. They gloss over that one. That's not a
the
big
first
one.
No,
Not one
they-
we
Just let you know
focus
that.
on.
They
We
do
focus
in
on
Baltimore.
1776
There you
more.
go.
They
They
might
do
have
in
honestly.
Baltimore.
They might have told us in school, and I just wasn't paying attention.
But at least
to
you're
be
having a
honest.
UFC match there. There we go. At least
Yeah,
we're
that's
having
that's. Oh
That's
my God,
pretty
that
American.
stage-
That's
stage-
pretty American.
Yeah.
The stage
It's like-
looks
and then
The
phenomenal.
stage
it
is
was-
massive.
It was on the
I've
news,
seen it
on the news, and I was like, "Yeah, but that's America."
Yeah. Hell yeah.
That's what they do. Like,
And
just like
truly, there
yeah.
are people here, like literally protesting this morning down there, like, keep the UFC off our beautiful lawn. You know what? Baseball has been played on that lawn.
Oh,
I've
they're
played
just.
they're
just
played
doing
base
nonsense.
It's
softball
just
on that
arguing.
lawn.
Who,
Right. It's just
it's
because
not an
right.
argument about
Yeah.
what that is about an argument who is currently sitting.
Exactly,
go.
because they've had things on that lawn all the time, and nobody's cared in the past, and now it's an
Yeah.
isse because.
And
it's
I'm
an
guessing
issue. It's just
if
enough already.
if somebody did a full drug test on that lawn, there's going to be some answer questions.
it's
That
it's
grass
definitely
seed
not
things
the
like that.
it's not the first thing to take place on that lawn.
Yeah,
people
exactly.
are
It's
just
gonna-
people are
oh,
just
God.
ridiculous.
Any-
at this point.
any-
relentless.
Government building or anything like that. There's worse things that could have
It's
has
for the
gone on than a
people.
UFC match. It's
And
like, who
I'm
cares?
pretty sure, and I could be wrong on this, so don't quote me, but I thought I had heard that the UFC or the company involved, I think it's TKO. I don't know if it's technically going to be TKO. Somebody is already like footing the bill, essentially,
Yes.
from what I've heard, of repairing the lawn afterwards. So
Absolutely.
let's relax here. Can we just stop? It's too
Yeah.
much. But
Maybe.
yeah, people are relentless complainers, so they won't stop.
There we go. And we've already had a UFC match on the wheel film.
Yeah, we did.
We did. That was a good movie.
That was a good movie. Great pick, Jay.
No, that was a Stasis pick.
Man,
That was my first. Yeah, that was my
Oh,
first time
okay.
watching it.
Oh.
Pink Warrior.
I'm sorry. I didn't
I'll take
know.
credit for it though. I don't
I
mind.
thought it was.
Yeah.
I thought, Jay, I thought that was you. I knew you had Iron Claw. I
Yes,
thought
that
you
was
had
not-
Warrior.
mhm.
Oh,
Oh, I
okay.
got sucked into that movie the other day. Ooh,
Iron
yeah,
Claw
I was like,
again.
that is a good
That's so
movie.
good.
Yeah, so depressing, but so good. Yeah,
Ugh,
just
I
like,
know.
oh god. Anyway, 5 before we go into
Yep.
it. Let's find out. Are we gonna get something that is 250 years ago?
I just want something. Actually, I don't even know what I want. We don't have anything soccer or football related, right?
No, but if my comedy comes up, I'm doing it.
Okay.
And you two are gonna go. What the
Well,
hell?
it
has he
would
just
be
made as well?"
Escape to Victory, but isn't that a
No,
Christmas
no,
film too?
I'm doing
No.
something you guarantee you two have never watched, and you'll be like, Oh, there's parts of it. Let's go for it. James's comedy pick. That's it. So let's go for that. 'Cause
right,
if that
let's see
comes
it.
up,
Is it a carry-on film?
no, it's a modern one as well,
Oh,
and
okay.
it's a modern part of like England, but like an England match, and it's and it's not the one. It's not. What anybody else in chat would think. It's not Mike Bassett, England manager. I would make you watch that, but it's about in the 1990s.
why do
World
I
Cup
know
more,
that name?
and it's really funny. And it's but that you wouldn't get that. This one you would get the comedy, and it's got England in it. So, but there's parts of it you'd be like, oh, and I even go, that's cringeworthy. That is cringeworthy. So I'm hoping James's comedy pick. There you go.
Okay.
Anyway, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. We're not. We're doing Germany.
I wasn't expecting that.
Oh my gosh! Now
Is this the more recent one, or is this a
No,
different one I'm unaware
this
of?
is the original,
Okay.
and Jay, I will tell you, if you've seen the more recent one, just my opinion. I know you have a first
Sandy
edition. I know
jealous.
you have a first edition of that book. I am so jealous. But I will tell you the original. This is one of those where
1930.
so
This has got
James
to be
and I-
one of the earliest ones.
It is. It is. James and I talked about this on our war films little recommendation cast that you do. And for me, it was one where truly the newer one is really good. The older one stands on it. This is one where they both have their place. But when I think I put this on, I definitely meant the old version.
Yes, no, 1930s.
It is an absolute classic. And this year, 2026, it came into the public domain. So the book was already in the public domain. James, the film. So for both of you, the film is in the public domain. You should be able to find a free version of it somewhere. Even like, I don't know if there's probably websites out there that like do film archiving. It is on the Library of Congress, National Registry, and it is in the public domain now. So it's 1939.
Another black and white.
Another
Let's see.
black and
This
white.
has got to be. Is this our earliest movie? 1930 has to be.
No, I think there's one. I think there's one that's
No,
think
we've
this is
watched so far.
39.
I
Oh,
know
that
there's
we've-
probably earlier ones. I'm guessing this is the earliest.
well. Hang on, let's find out.
There we go. Can find.
The earliest that we watched was Sergeant York, which was
Okay.
1941. So this is 19.
30.
Oh, it is 1930. Why did I say
Yeah, so
39?
this is the
This is
earliest movie,
1930,
yeah.
right? Because it has to be 95 years to be
Mhm.
in public domain. So we only have two films that are in public domain: The General and All Quiet on the Western Front.
Nice. Here we go then. Let's do it.
You, mother, you know how much you're needed? Ah, I see you look at your leader. And I, too, look to you, Paul Baumer. I wonder what you are going to do.
I'll go.
I want to go. Me too.
I don't see that. The Kaiser's got everything he needs.
Well, they never had a war before. Every full-grown emperor needs one war to make him famous.
I'll tell you how it should all be done. Whenever there's a big war coming on, you should rope off a big field
And sell tickets.
Yeah. And on the big day, you should take all the kings and their cabinet and their generals, put them in the center dressed in their underpants, and let them fight it out with clubs. The best country wins.
Never before, and perhaps never again, will the screen capture so completely, so profoundly, the emotional crises of men whose utter loneliness ate away their hearts, whose pathetic yearning for love drove them to distraction, whose sheer terror knew no bounds. This is the immortal screen achievement, which has become more dramatic, more vital with every passing year. See it again. See it with your heart wide open. For this is the motion picture about which it can truly be said, no man or woman can afford to miss it.
A cheap case like.
Oh, there you go.
I
Think of the advert.
I think movie trailers back then often kind of really miss the kind of character of the film.
Oh,
I don't
yeah,
know. They're kind of silly.
But,
And
Sandy, are you going to read the book?
I am going to read the book.
It's
Again.
actually not that bad because it's not that long.
I am going to read the book.
development, so.
I haven't read it since high school.
Ah, that's it. Have you seen the 1930s?
No, I actually haven't seen the recent one either. I've only ever read the book
Netflix one.
back in high school years ago.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, yeah. I did mind the Netflix one, but then when you compare it, you're like, yeah. I think when we spoke about it on the war version, where we both went, yep, we both had it on.
We did.
It's just they're not. It's not comparable. It's just because you get more because it's more set in that time because you're like it's 1930, so it's like it hits right. It's like
I think
that,
it's the only one we had on the list this time. I think it's the only one where we both had it on our list because in the biography we had two. We had A Man for All Seasons. We both had that as number one.
Yes,
Our very first
that was our first one.
Yeah,
to be
and
honest, our first ever pick, and we started that, and we both
picked the same one.
got both same movie.
And then we both had, but in different rankings, we both had Yankee Doodle Dandy.
Mm-hmm.
And in this one, I think
that could have come out. That would have been a good one. That's a very American, isn't it?
A
good
very
old show
American.
music.
That's right. That's very patriotic. Very patriotic. Yeah. So good. I'm looking forward to it. Yes, I will be reading the book. Awesome.
There you go. You haven't read the book. I'm
Not
guessing
a first edition, though.
Waking Ned Devine isn't a book. I'm guessing.
No, it's not.
There
It's
you
an
go.
original
That's it.
screenplay. So no book for Ned Devine.
There we go. So, guys, as always, what have you got coming up? I know what I've got coming up. A lot of World Cup of football watching. So straight after this is Brazil-Morocco. So, and I think this is going to be our first upset because I think everybody thinks Brazil are a good team, and I don't think they are anymore. So I'm going to go for I think Morocco finished the strongest second team in Africa, where Brazil just finished above Paraguay, who was the worst team that you guys beat 4-1. So I'm going to probably watch a little bit of that. And then I don't think I'm going to stay up for this Scottish Haiti match.
No, you don't think you're going to make it to it?
No,
it's
2
what,
o'clock, isn't it?
9 p.m. Time?
Yeah, it's 2 o'clock.
Think.
I can't
Yeah, it's
do
a
it.
late
It's just
one,
like that. And then we got a couple of probably whippings next week. Got Germany, haven't we, Vince?
You got Germany. You're in the
Yeah, that's going to be. Oh, damn it.
I'm a big Germany fan. I am.
There you
I
go.
always am.
33 bubs. 33
33.
bubs. Oh,
How did that happen?
Lovely. Jolly. But yes, what you got, guys, then got coming up, except for prepping for some celebrations in a couple of weeks or a few weeks?
For me,
Go ahead,
sorry,
Jay.
no, you can go ahead first, Sandy. No
I was
worries.
going to say, for me, I don't know. Everything is going to be weather dependent. I'm on an adventure right now to document every single. I did the embassies 2 years ago. Now I'm looking for every single fountain in Washington, D.C., since it's such a big deal that so many of them have been refurbished with all the graffiti gone. They're all working. It is so wonderful. So I try to get out there. This morning I found 3 on a little walk. So I'm trying to find, it'll take years, every single fountain in Washington, D.C., in the middle of everything else. I'm still working on some edited videos, but that's really it. Nothing big. Yes, preparing for the big day in a couple of weeks. I have a wedding the week before that, so it's just busy, busy, busy. How about you, Jay?
For me, honestly, just kind of as always, playing it by ear. A few videos I'm working on. I did release one last week about some of the new games announced. That last week was a whole bunch of game showcases. PlayStation had one, Xbox had one. The guy who runs the Game Awards did a separate one. There's another one on top of that, I think, for PC games. So whole bunch of game announcements last week. So kind of making a few videos talking about a few of them as they pertain to the different consoles and platforms that you can play them on. I am working on a review for the 007 game because I did manage to finish that one last week.
Oh, good.
And then trying to find some shows or movies to work into reviews too, because I feel like I've been a little bit video game heavy lately. So I was starting that Spider Noir show that's on Amazon. So I started the first episode. It's not bad. It's interesting so far. We'll see how it continues. And then I've been meaning to take a look at just the upcoming movie releases because I unfortunately didn't get the chance to go see Backrooms or that movie Obsession that everybody's, no pun intended, obsessed with. So I kind of missed the boat on doing a review on those. I do want to watch them just to see what the whole kind of hype is. But I'm trying to find some that I can plan to kind of see maybe on a Thursday showing when it's coming out and then have a review by the weekend. So trying to just... The tough thing has just been time. Even with the game reviews, like the trailer ones for the showcases that were last week, those are easy because I was able to watch those trailers quickly and form my opinions. But even the games, like I'm late on the 007 one because it just took a while for me to get through it because I'm just busy, as most of us are. So trying to find some times to complete the entire series and like Spider Noir, for example, and do a review on it just hasn't been able to be in the quickest window I would have wanted. So I want to try to plan ahead a little bit better with some movies that are coming out as we approach the summer blockbuster season.
Nice. Yeah. Wait, I don't know if they're going to be blockbusters.
The summer movie season. We'll see if they end up as blockbusters or flops.
The Supergirl. Yeah,
I'm up in the air on that one.
Well, but,
Supergirl, as far as I've been aware, I haven't really seen the character succeed in any medium. The show on CW wasn't particularly good, and I liked those cheesy, cheap CW superhero shows. For a while at least, they got to a point where they were hard to watch. But like Arrow and The Flash, I liked a lot of those at first. The character Supergirl had her own show as well, which wasn't particularly good in my opinion. And then they kind of focused on her in a fighting game too, in one of the Injustice superhero fighting games by the Mortal Kombat group. And I don't know. I just don't feel like the reception to her as a character is really there. So I don't know why they keep doing this, but we'll see. Maybe I like Millie Alcock, I think is her name. I like her as an actor. I liked her in House of the Dragon actress. I liked her, her ability. So we'll see. The movie just looks very James Gunn, and I just am tired of James Gunn and his style and his quirky, are the bad guys really bad guys? Are my heroes really heroes type of stuff? Yeah, I'm just sick of it. It looks exactly like, it feels like an origin story for Peter Quill and Star-Lord, just in the world of, Supergirl and DC. So I'm just not super interested. Maybe I end up, I don't know. I'm up in the air on that one. I might not. I just don't think there's all that much buzz for this DC universe anyway. So it might just be a waste of my time when I could maybe spend that time watching a better show or a better movie and doing a review on that. So we'll see.
Yes. But for myself, it's a washout. I'm going to be honest with you. Work has been so busy. So it's going to be so hard. But I'm going to, of course, the film club, of course. But for the weekday ones, I'm like, no. But I need to get work out of the way. That's that. So
if only.
And I hate to say it, sometimes when you have a free time, not talking is sometimes really peaceful.
Yeah,
I just want to play a game and just not talk.
That's been my dilemma with trying to get back into streaming. Is there's times where I could stream this game. I thought about it with 007, but then I'm like, God, the workday was so long. I just want to sit here quietly and just not speak. I just want to stare at this screen, play this game, and just not speak. So it's tough to find that balance sometimes.
It is.
The summer as much as it'll get like busier in terms of fun stuff outside of work, my workload slows down in the summertime. So hopefully that should open up some time there, or just some relief, some relaxation.
But at least you got the World Cup to look forward to.
We do. And my American boys there, they got off to a good start. About as good of a start as I could have hoped for. So
can't remember.
That's a good question. The friggin' games seem like they're so far apart from when these teams play. Like even Portugal. Portugal's not playing till Wednesday, I
because
think.
they upped the games, didn't they? So
so I don't know. I gotta look. Kind of quick looking now. It looks like next Friday we have Australia,
then Turkey.
And then you guys, when is your first game?
We play next Thursday against Croatia.
Croatia.
We've got the hardest group, so it's like that. Us and Croatia.
Yeah, you guys do have the death group this year, huh?
Yeah. So, but it's so that because they've changed the rules. Even if you finish third, you're more than likely to still progress. So they've done it to suit the seeded teams. So we'll find out how they go. And it's things. But yeah, maybe you never know. Do well, America, England, knockout match.
That'd be pretty awesome. Honestly, that would be a cool matchup.
We'll have to do a soccer club.
250th anniversary rematch.
250 years in the making.
250 years in the making, exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
That would be awesome. But no, I'm proud of how they looked last night, and it's just nice to be back in the World Cup and not miss out like we did last time. So, let's just see if we can progress, get some showing that just looks good.
Really?
Well, yeah, but at least this time it feels like they earned it on the play too. They've played all right. So, well, let's see some progression. Let's see the U.S. soccer program trending in the right direction when this is all said.
Well, that's what it is again. It's trying to, like they did in '94, is trying to get the American market, unfortunately, like make the number one sport football like the rest of the world.
What's interesting is I think the market for soccer football, I think it's gotten better in America. The problem is the American product, the MLS, just isn't good enough to really have people too invested in it. No. So they're just investing in your guys, the EPL, Serie A. There's because I've noticed a big buzz for soccer, football, whatever. I've noticed there's much more fans here in America than I think ever in my lifetime. It's not for our product. It's for the products coming from, Europe and overseas, which fair enough. It's the best product in the world. It's like, I doubt the Spain basketball league is as popular as the NBA is across the world. So it takes time to get there. And no disrespect to the Spanish basketball league, but when you've got the best in the world, it is what it is. So that's what people gravitate to. So again, for us here in America, I do love the game. I love the sport. I always have my whole life. So I'd like to see it grow in this country. And I'd like to see our MLS be better. It can't just be sign Messi and some of his buddies to the Miami team. Like, it's got to be more than that to really have an interesting league. But, as far as the U.S. team, I just want to see them trend the right way.
The Cosmo, was it when Pele came over?
Yeah, right.
They all come over when
they've done
it
before. I mean, David Beckham did it with the LA Galaxy.
Wayne Rooney.
Rooney came over too.
How much money are you going to give me?
It's like the retirement. It's like the retirement portion of their careers. Just collect a bag of money and play soccer against people way worse than you.
Yeah, unless they do like they have the European League, the Champions League, and unless they did a World League like that, but it would just kill the players like that and introduce the best team from that, and actually from Brazil, America, and all that. Actually get the clubs, and you might get some more in from involvement. But there's so much backhander hierarchy kind of
didn't
all that to be good. It's not.
Didn't a few teams try to put together a Super League not too long ago, and it got tons of backlash? Because I remember John Henry in Liverpool. I remember them being part of it, specifically John Henry's involvement in it, because if there's money to be made, he'll find it. And I remember there being massive backlash.
Serie A did, and they said Juventus. I think Juventus and Real Madrid and Barcelona are the only ones who have said they won't ever do it again. But every other club, they signed an agreement that if they ever did it, they get kicked out of their own league.
Oh,
so
really?
Chelsea, Man United, Liverpool, you're never going to play in England again because what it was, they wanted to they wanted to hate to say it, like the best thing about football, and I support Queens Park Rangers, and I always say it is the best way is your relegation promotion system.
It is a very
like,
interesting system.
Like even America, they get a lot of Wrexham, don't they? Like because of Disney, but that whole you give up there, you're down there. But in your sport, you don't have any relegation.
No,
like you don't,
because there's not another league to go down to.
So there's
college.
So what they wanted to do is have that American system in Europe, and it was like, but no, because it's going to be, and everybody kicked off. We're like, you can't just have the same teams having all the monopoly over the money, because all these other teams are, 120 years old, got loads of fan base, loads of money, but you're only going to have those teams. And why are those teams? They're not the best teams at the moment, just because they have, foreign backing. So everybody kicked off, and that's it. Liverpool. Liverpool's not a owned British club anymore. It's owned by you guys. It's like Newcastle. I think they were thinking about it. They're Saudi again. So it's where do you pick? Where do you draw the line? It's like that. You go for like historical clubs. Then what? Nottingham Forest would have to be in there. But they're not going to do, because at the moment they're not pristine. Like Man City. Right. Well, if you're going for history, they shouldn't even be involved. Like they don't have they have a history, but not as a big history of winning stuff. So it's weird.
It was a money grab. They wanted to get in there for the money, and then the backlash was.
I always say they need to do like different systems. I think I would love a knockout World Cup. Just everybody in a pick of a hat, but every nation starts off. A bang, bang, bang. You can have just some weird draws then, like Spain against, I don't know, an island that you've never ever heard of, just like that, and just get
even a heavy, you could have a heavyweight matchup right at the beginning,
distributing against all these little nations and all that, and it'd be great. No, that's what they need to do, and then invest more into the game, because I say like the US national team. They don't play that often as much as the European national teams do, and then who they play against, like in the North American League, is a bit shit. Like most of the teams in there, like you haven't got the prestige of playing. Like, who are you playing against?
Germany, Spain, Italy,
the really hard teams. You've got the ones that you might lose against and might win against, but then the rest are like, we're gonna easily destroy them teams, because they're like small islands, like if you played like America against Cuba all the time, United States always going to win. So it's going to. But I'm just happy a World Cup's on, because it's only every 4 years.
Yeah, it's a great event. I like it more than the Olympics. I'm not really super into the Olympics, either one, summer or winter. So the World Cup is my favorite. Every 4 year big event.
Yeah, so it's good. I'm just hoping that it just runs smoothly, everything's good. We get some the stupidity of some referees gets out the window, and it's just a good sporting event. I just want a good sporting event. That's what I like.
Oh, so we did actually have a game. I forgot while we were just doing the stream. So Qatar and Switzerland tied. Yeah, draw 1-1.
Oh, they're done. Okay.
Literally one of the late minute, not a late minute, but a late goal in that. So Qatar, that was a shocker. That is probably the biggest shock so far. And I still feel that Morocco, I think that's my dark horse, and I think they will beat Brazil.
Well, good. I'm going to put a short up then. I'm going to do the Embassy of Morocco versus the Embassy of Brazil. World Cup architecture style. I'm going to do that right now.
There you go.
As we're done with this stream.
And then you got Haiti versus Scotland. Then we
Haiti and Scotland. That'll be I almost kind of wish I was in the city just to experience the vibe, because when I tell you there were kilts on every part of the sidewalk yesterday.
Oh, wow.
Oh my God. It's always funny because I feel like you always hear Europeans say, oh, when you Americans come over here, we can spot you from a mile away. Just so you guys know, we can do the same thing when you guys are here. We can spot you from a mile away.
Oh, kilts are obvious, aren't they?
The kilts are obvious, but even just, the tight soccer kits on, the men with the crossbody kind of satchel thing. Like, we can spot you guys from a mile away too. Don't think it's a one-sided thing. But it's been honestly a lot of fun seeing everybody, at least for Boston and what we're seeing. Mostly it's been the Scots. It's been a Scots takeover, which has been just, again, fun to see because the vibe is just, you can feel the city buzzing.
Well, there's more because.
But I know we have others coming into. Right,
yeah, they've kicked off that because we're not getting our full allocations that we've never done in any other World Cup, like the teams coming across the fans for the teams. But there is, I think it was like 9,000 more Scots or something. Somebody said in the city. Then they've only got like a 3,000 allocation, and they said they're just going to literally take over all the bars. When that happens, it's just going to be literally any bar that's got a TV watching that game is going to be amazing. And hate to say it, I think Haiti. I'm sorry, guys. I think you're going to get a bit of a spanking, even though Scotland are a very low-ranking team.
So I actually don't know how either team. I know how they ranked going into it, but I've never really watched either team play. So I had a feeling it was kind of a somewhat even-ish match, but I had my money going Scots way, Scottish way, big time.
Yeah, that's it. And the Germany match, everybody's like, this could be the first World Cup 10-0 or something like that, isn't it?
Oh my
Germany
God!
Go for it. It's just because they upped the different confederations to get more teams in. Great to do it, but then there's some yeah, but you need to put the fund in there. You don't want a team it's good celebration, but you don't want to get your team to get a whipping. You know, some teams are just a bit out of their league. So yeah, it's going to be
How does Scotland rank? I don't want to say England because I know England's a really good team, so I know they're likely not close to England.
Scotland
like, where do they
England,
fall
if
in?
If you go on paper, Scotland or England Scotland's always below. So if you went England,
right, but how much below? I guess is what I'm wondering.
Oh, they'd be like 50th or something like that.
Okay,
but against Scotland bring up their game, and it will be England either win because it's a derby. They hate us.
Yeah,
it's like that. But if you go by Haiti, like in a moment, it's literally it's like
that's what I'm. Yeah, that's exactly what in my mind I'm trying to figure out because I don't really know how good Scotland is, and I don't really know how good Haiti is in terms of relative to their placement in the tournament.
It would be, I suppose, and don't no disrespect for Haiti like that, but it would be like a championship in England terms. The Premiership, Championship. Scotland would be a championship team, and then they're playing against a non-league team.
Oh, okay.
That would be the comparison. So,
interesting. Okay, fair enough.
So it's going to be, but then it's the World Cup.
You never know.
Have them players. I'm up for it, and that's why, as Jimmy Greaves once said, football's a funny old game.
Yeah,
so that's it. And that's the thing. Look at I didn't expect. I expected America to win, but not by 4-1.
Well, that's kind of what I think. So when I say wow, really surprised by the start, I did expect a win. I just wasn't expecting a 4-1 win. I mean, I think there was some things I was seeing afterwards was first time they've scored that many goals since the 1930s. First, there was a few things that were statistics that the American team hasn't done since the 30s. So I was like, wow, that was a hell of a win. I know, again, was it the hottest competition? Maybe not in terms of teams in the tournament, but if you had asked me, I would have thought a 1-0, maybe a 2-1 win. I would never have guessed 4-1.
But you got to get I always think going to soccer around here now, guys. Soccer club.
That's the one.
I always think any World Cup, you want the host nations to go on. And I know you got Mexico and Canada are the joint hosts, but they don't have as many home nation games as much as you guys. So I think if you can get to the last 32, I think that'd be impressive thing. But you get to the last 16, that'd be an overachievement.
Oh yeah,
I think the more you get in, it'll be more that the nation itself will start. If Americans keep winning the group matches, then people will start going, "Ooh, we're winning."
They'll buy in. Yeah, they'll buy in for sure.
That's it. And it was like you saw the was it South Korea and Czech Republic. The stadium was not even full. It was literally not even half full. It was that bad. And FIFA come out and said, "Oh, people were getting drinks at the time you took that picture." And they were like, "It's halfway through the match. You're lying." It's like that. So that's what you need to get, because if they've restricted the fans of the nations going to get the home, I suppose, people there, then you got to have that more environment. But again, are you going to pay $2,000 a ticket?
Yeah, it's
to
tough.
watch a team you don't support. So that's the only problem.
The tickets have been dropping a bit as we got closer to the start of the World Cup. The tickets were dropping. Now I don't know if they've done a little bit of a spike now that it started and the kind of juice is up a little bit on it. But they were starting to come down. It's just they still weren't. They weren't a great price.
No, not at all. But good fun festival of sports. That's all I'm going to
Yep, absolutely.
10 minutes to go until the Brazil match. So there we go. But guys, have you got anything else? Anything else?
Nope. I'm going to spend the rest of my day working on some shorts, maybe a little bit of work on a video, and watching this Brazil match and whatever's up next after it.
That's great. Well, chat, I had a look if we could raid somebody, but there was nobody to raid. Oh, so a real shame. But everybody have a great one, and we've got a nice little British family movie from Sandy to everybody to watch. Now, guessing somebody might have, they're going to be quite hard to find that movie. Let's just say that. So find it the way you can, and the most proper manner that you can of Waking Ned Devine. But until then, have a great one. And Sandy, I'm just going to do it one more time just to make you jealous.
I know. I'm very happy for you. Can you hear my sincerity there?
Definitely sounds it.
But everybody, have a great rest of the weekend, and we'll see you in the next film club. For now, bye-bye.